Hello. Hello there. Hey everybody, happy Tuesday. Welcome to my start of the week. Yes. Bit busy yesterday. Got a bit of... Right? It's grand, right? Here we are today, friends, and we're in XPlane. Yes, for a little bit anyway. I wanted to take out the incredible Airfoillabs King Air 350 for the jaunt. Haven't flown this in XPlane 12 yet, so I'm on the ground here at Shannon Airport just for a bit of an owl ramble, right? Hope you had a great weekend. Oh, there's buttons being pressed here. Hope you had a great weekend. You're looking well. Do you know, I may have gotten the sun yesterday. It was warm, although today it's kind of cloudy and rainy at the moment, but it is to kind of get nice again. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be a busy week because I'm playing catch up, right? I don't usually miss streams. And friends, look what the Riot, we've won it. Riot now. So it's not installed yet, and for good reason. Little did I know, right? My current 4090 has 2 HDMI slots, and then it has 3 display ports, right? And I utilize both HDMIs. This one, however, the 5090 has only one of them. So I'm waiting on a gadget to arrive. It'll be here on Friday. Right? It's like, you can't. Right. So yes, we'll have to wait till Friday. Do you know what I mean? Have I boosted the pink lighting? Right? No, I'm like, right. And I was wearing a long sleeve shirt, so now I'm completely, But anyway, we're going to do a little bit of flying today. We're trucking tonight, and tomorrow then back into Microsoft Flight Simulator because, well, we've stuff to do. 777 updated. Hopefully, we're going to check out that new Caravan aircraft mini builds, and of course, on a very, very short final, indeed, we have the Starship. So it's all going to be, flat out busy. We also have a VATSIM flight coming up on Thursday evening, in which I'm flying the Phoenix, the A320. Looking forward to that one down to Gibraltar. And we'll see how we go from there. Friday night stream is technically Monday night stream, but it's grand, right? And I want to do some heli flying somewhere in between all of that as well. Do you know what I mean? So hope you're all keeping very well, right? Your new fancy t-shirt, look. It's all fun and games till the landing gear doesn't come down, look. Right? Subliminal messaging. Jesus, your man Murphy, his clothes are sometimes amazing. Now, let that sink in, right? But anyway, it's great to be back. So great to be back. I do miss streams. So here we are now today, friends. So I hope the weekend was awesome. Did you get up to much? We've announced a new Dublin meetup coming up in November of this year. And for this one, it's slightly different than our traditional meetups, you see. We are very much a community-driven community. It's all about kind of stuff. This year is probably our biggest...
Dreamy, sleepy, nighty, snoozy, snooze.
Bloody hell, bells. This year is very much our busiest because we have, first... We had a meetup over in the Netherlands at FS Weekend. That was a chance to meet up with the community. Our second meetup then is going to be next week in Providence, Rhode Island, for Flight Sim Expo. Then, about a month later, we're doing our very first UK meetup. That's going to happen in London and in Duxford. And then, about 2 months later, we're doing one in Dublin. Now, the crack with Dublin is there's going to be daytime activities. So I just need to get an idea of numbers and then to see what it is. But it's going to be exciting. There's going to be flying and, acting the Ginnet, basically. But we'll have loads of fun while we do it. Do you know what I mean? So, anyway, any crack, any news for me? Usually I have the news. I've no news, really. My skip hasn't been emptied yet. I need to ring them. They haven't taken it away yet. Do you know? So that's one job I need to do. And I was up at Gibbo there over the weekend, and we were messing with some technology, getting all our audio visual equipment up and running. And you have great success. A great success. And we only annoyed you for 45 minutes. Great, So, that's all kind of ready to rock now for Expo. I'll have to get a haircut now at some... Although, Jesus, look, isn't it, though? I mean, listen, it's... Ara, sure, you know, I mean, it could happen to the best of us, lads. You know, it thins out. It got awful red, didn't it? Bloody hell. But yeah, we're going to be, I need a haircut. You know, it's terribly important. Release candidate for XPlane. Yes, indeed, Conti. This is the latest and greatest. This is a release candidate for XPlane 12. We were late. The last beta we were on was beta 7. So this is now the release candidate. So we'll have to see how she kind of, you know what I mean? How it all works and stuff. But the King Air is looking lovely behind me. Very photorealistic. But yeah, we will be jumping into Microsoft Flight Sim very soon. Because I do want to fly in the 777. I do want to fly in the, I want to fly the other gadget again. The Tomahawk. Beautiful plane to go exploring in. And of course, we're waiting then on any builds with the Caravan. Starship coming from BlackSquare. And I want to jump into some Helos as well. So yeah, very busy. If I could be flat out now doing nothing else, only simming, that's what I'd be doing. But alas, I had other stuff to do. I was away at the weekend. I wasn't far, but I wasn't able to stream, so I was busy. But I got the sun yesterday, despite my intentions and best efforts, you know. And I was wearing a shirt, right, you know. And do you ever know? Well, you normal-sized humans don't have this issue, but when you're like me, you know, when you're in your winter protective covering, right. You're protecting the six-pack. When you're sitting down, you know, a button you're under pressure, like, you know, and you can kind of see in and see your belly. And I had to kind of sit here like that. Yeah, all right, Murphy, is your stomach starting? No, I'm fine. Right, because, you know, that's what I'm up against, right? But sure, listen, today I'm wearing something, you know, the little black number. It's very loose and comfortable and fits well and makes total sense. It's all fun and games. Till you forget your landing gear, or one of them doesn't open. But yes, anyway, it's all go, lads. But who's here? Look, who's rambled in on this a Tuesday? Exams, I think, for a lot of folks should be finishing up now. If they're not, you're still working on them. The very best of luck. I know Two Tone Jr. finished his exams there last Friday. He's happy out. Summertime, brilliant. And for everyone else, it's continue on. But anyway, DJ Seamus is here. Good to see you, man. Getting my bacon Sammys and coffee. Ooh, bacon sandwich. Hope you're well. Car DTM is here. Just finished my history exam. Come on yourself. Conti is in the house. Fly, Conti. Welcome aboard, Conti. Hope you're well. PH Roy is here. Good morning to you, my dude. Commander Bolosh is in the house. Yeah, the 5090, I'm looking forward to that. All going well, we'll have this installed on Friday. You'll hear about it first anyway, you know. Jeez, it's just buttons. Anyway, Malky is here top of the morning. The Limbics. A stream just in time to fall asleep to the dulcet of Murphy talking about stuff, things, and other stuff. Right? Brilliant. As you go to sleep, you lie into your mattress. You sink deep into the mattress, and your thoughts recompile as your muscles relax and your bones unache. And you say, alas, it is bedtime. And then you don't sleep at all because you have insomnia, right? It can happen. Ozzy Mandy is good to see you. Spitfire RAF 100 is here in the chat. Welcome in. Cardiac Splash is here. Hope all is well. 98 Vulcan, good evening. Little Trader is here. Gibbo Ireland, top of the morning. Still morning. Man Gibbo, top of the morning to you, my dude. Jack M is here. Death's Angel, welcome in. Sir Camsalot, greetings, man. Hope you're well. Toto is in the house. Morning, sir. Good to have you back. It's great to be back, Toto. Hope you're well, buddy. Let me see here now. Car DTM, welcome in, buddy. Muttley is here. Just noticed it's not even 11 o'clock yet. My day is going so very slow. It'll be grand. It's almost home time, right? It's almost the weekend. But yes, Adam Controls is here. Tier 1 for 22 months. Adam, thank you very, very much indeed. Hope you're well, buddy. Missed your stream, but I saw that you went live, which was great. But yeah, the Limbics, have you boosted the pink lighting? I have, yeah, sure. Just flying over Petronas Towers in Kuala Lumpur in my Cessna A37 Dragonfly. My cousin was one of the architects of this building. What? No way, man. Did I need a new PCU for the, or PSU for the 5090? No, I got a 1250 and a 12-pin connector already in this machine, so it should be, you know, plug and play. But I just don't have enough stuff on the AIO at the back, you know. But anyway, Olivans, hope you're well. Muttley is here. Hope all is well. Living up to me name, right? Tima is here for 11 months. Thank you very, very much indeed, Tima. Awesome support, my guy. Looking good, dude, except for the head and you, the state of that. Yara, listen, you know, I need to look at them graphics things we did before, Gibbo. You know, replace your face with that of someone else's. Yeah, right, that could have worked. Hangar Studios is here. Top of the morning to you, man. Hope you're well. DJ Seamus, are you doing the disc flying competition? No. Jesus. Thomas, good to see you. Where do I put my name down for the Duxford and Dublin meets? They're over in our Discord. And as I say, yeah, I'm looking forward to them. They're always great. Getting to hang out with you guys, it's fantastic. The slagging does be great. Mainly slagging me, but I do enjoy it. We'll do something during the day, and then in the evening time, just like a social, we go for a couple of pints. But if you're not into the drinking element, you can still come and have a tasty beverage of your choosing. I hear Fanta is quite nice this time of year. Right? It'll be brilliant. Led Ballooner, good to see you. Where is this now? PA Troy says, good news regarding Sim Update 3's latest beta. Loading times, general sim, loading times, control settings, menu finally behaves as a menu. VRAM is well taken care of. Ooh, nice. Soaring AJ is here. Tier 3, 53 months. Thank you very, very much indeed. Soaring AJ, I hope you're well, buddy. Idle Cutoff is here. Morning, Murph. Cambridge calling. Hello from Tipperary. You're looking well. Hey, Crotty, good to see you. Yeah, it wasn't really days off as such. It was days away from here, but like, yeah, it was I was out and about, do you know. Do a stream install the 5090. Listen, that wouldn't be. That's all you would hear for the entire duration if I were to stream that. You know, I'd break things. I do have somewhere. I'll need to dig those out. Do you know the anti-static gadgets? I have anti-static gloves here somewhere. You'll have to wear that gear, you know what I mean? And then all the wires I have in behind the thing. Right. USBs and all the devil. We're going to be in a heap. You know, if the streaming thing doesn't work out, you can sleep meditation recordings of ASMR. Thank you, the Limix. As he said, listening to the rain belt down on the windows. Alas, he knew he was safe and secure inside the house, alone in the dark. But he was comfortable. Dan joke. Yeah, no, I wouldn't be. I couldn't keep it serious. Some of the voices, do you ever listen to those? Calm app or something like that? Oh, Jesus. Then someone. Stephen Fry. Right, brilliant. But anyway, Montana dude, good morning, 4 a.m. Jesus. Mr. Chippy is here, good to see you. Who else came in the door? Murph, your face is like well, hang on now. Where did that go? Murph, your face is the colour of a slapped arse. Thanks, Gibbo. And well, he'd know a slapped arse. Right, anyway, come over here, look. Who's here, look? Jesus now. I'm right on time. Sapira, welcome in. Aileron's into wind. You're really pushing them skills now, right? Jesus. Bright red face living up to the nickname. Are you still on holidays, Aileron? Are you back? Dave Cleary is here. Legend Dave. Welcome in, Dave. Steve Claxon, good morning. Who's this now? Jahanzeb, is it? You're very welcome aboard. On a boat in the Aegean Sea watching your stream. How many streamers can say that they have that level of dedication? Only the him can claim such craziness. I'm still in Greece, return tomorrow. Oh, Jesus, brilliant. That was some trip you were on, wasn't it? Fantastic. But yeah, as I said, we're going to check out this machine here now. And you know, it was funny, right? Because the BlackSquare analog overhaul for the King Air and Microsoft Flight Simulator, dare I say, dove a little bit deeper, right? Now, this is still very, very good, and I want to kind of see what sort of stuff, you know, behaviour we're going to see from it. And it's from Airfoillabs. They make incredible airplanes in the world of XPlane, right? You have the King Air, you also have the Cessna 172s, Steam Gauge, and the more modern G1000. They're also working on, of course, a 737, and they also have a C-47 in the works. They're busy guys, right? And they did do an airplane for Microsoft Flight Sim, but it was pretty much just the model. I forget the name of it now. It was one of these, it was an ultralight, but you know, it was only so-so. Ozymandias is here for 40 months. Thank you very, very much indeed, buddy. Limbic says, I'm missing the BlackSquare King Air in Flight Sim 24. You can get it in there, but it's like a weird compatibility mode, and I can never get the autopilot to work correctly. Do you know? But in terms of the systems, the startup, the behavior of those PT6s, it's actually quite good. Just a little bit different. Do you know what I mean? So right, lads, come on, we'll rumble over here now. There it is. And, well, we'll check out this machine, will we? We'll check out this machine. Now, the scaldy head in me looks even worse from this angle, look. Jesus, look at the cut of it. But, yeah, I got a bit of sun, as I say. And it'll be grand, right? Did you see the animation for the Fly Factor A350 that they posted? I didn't. I'm trying to catch up with everything. Trying to catch up. In fairness, the Airfoillabs 350 has been out for such a long time. It does need a refurb, but it's a monster to fly and land. Well, you see, they gave this an update for XPlane 12, and well, you know, it looks nice, right? And I'm using the FT Sim sound pack with it, which really does enhance the sounds of the aircraft. There's a lot of cool stuff with this. I mean, it has a fully interactive walk-around mode. It has tons of options in terms of how the aircraft is, you know, the weight and balance, the loading characteristics, the startup. The avionics are quite good on it as well. There is a mod, I think, to get the Reality GTN 750 in there, amongst other things, right? But it flies really, really well. That was always something that I found with the Airfoillabs airplanes. They flew very well, very true to what they would do in the real world. And this one in particular, they spent a lot of time getting the propellers working, the systems of the propeller from the pitch and all this sort of stuff, the bite, if you like, into the air. They've spent a lot of time working on that, do you know? Nerd is here, good to see you. This is the second most badass aircraft in Flight Sim, says Pilot Wannabe. Yeah, the King Air is an awesome airplane. It really, really is. And as I say, BlackSquare did a tremendous job on their overhaul, the steam gauge overhaul. They did an amazing job. Where Airfoillabs kind of picks up the candle and runs with it further is, well, you have a lot more when it comes to the exterior. I mean, it's their model from the ground up. BlackSquare used the default Asobo model, and then it was tweaked, right? This one, however, it's their own model from the ground up, and it is in staggering detail with this. You can see things like the tie downs, the remove before flight. We could even get inspection ladders put up there, and others, right? There's a lot more other things going on with the airplane. And in terms of how it flies, it's exactly what you would think a powerful twin engine prop would do. Because it's very powerful, very, very powerful, and it's instant response. Do you know what I mean? Redman is here. Good to see you, buddy. What a work companion. Yes. GTN 750 capability is native to the Airfoillabs King Air. Right. Okay. Yeah, I need to re-download the Reality GTN. I'm more interested at the moment with the TDS GTN 750 XI. Only because they're making those so close now to the real world stuff, you know. But anyway, alas, I think we have a couple of 530s loaded in with the cockpit in this aircraft, so that is what we're going to do, right? We're going to do that. So as I said, we're on the ground in Shannon, live time, live weather. So we're going to jump in. Welcome to the flight deck, and from our position here, hopefully the frame rate and all that jazz is working with capture. We have our control locks engaged, and as we kind of just look around the aircraft, familiar to pilots, right? Very familiar. We have your overhead was mainly all your lighting and your controls, emergency lighting, fasten seatbelts, but also your electrical indicators here. We can see what the buses are doing, and so on and so forth. As we move along, then we have oxygen masks up on the roof, in which you can activate these and put them on and simulate, you know, all that jazz. Cy Murray is here. Good to see you, Cy. Thank you very much indeed for 46 months, dude. You're very, very kind. Some of the other stuff, they have this nice option. See the way when you move your mouse cursor to another seat, right? Well, it'll actually drop you into that position. And I thought this was brilliant because rather than having to move your own views around and do all this kind of jazz, no, you can actually just say, hey, you want to sit in this seat? Yeah, I want to sit in the seats out here, look. All right, will you move into the area, sit me down into that position, and there you go, right? And we've all sorts of cool stuff here that we can play with. There's a way to open all this stuff. Close that, you muppet. There we go. We can put out the seats or the tray tables, and we've screens and all this. So there's a nice bit. Sit into this seat now. There's a nice bit of, you know, creature comforts and accessibility. And these panels don't work, but I was reading somewhere that we're going to get them working, you know. So we'll fold that back in there. So that just gives you an idea of what you can do with the aircraft itself. All right. So what we will do, well, we can actually ramble outside of the machine itself because, well, it's very interactive. Right. So when it comes to things like, you know, your walk around checks and all the divil, it's only a matter then of, you know, step outside the aircraft and then you're good to go. So for example, right? For example, if we wanted to say, well, look, we want to start, opening up bags and baggage and chocks and do all this sort of stuff, well, you absolutely can, right? So we can open up some stowage here in behind the engines. Usually you can fit like something like a set of golf clubs, that kind of stuff. John Hawkes, welcome in. Don't turn on the UV lighting, Murph. I'm after getting plastered out, but look, the heat off me head, lads. But these are all nice little features. So, and a lot of people wouldn't know, hey, what's in the back of these engines? Like, is the design of them over the wing. And there's nice decals here. You can see what's happening. Maximum floor weights, cargo properly secured, so on and so forth. And we can just close them down. Beautiful sounds and everything as well. All right. So we can have a look around and see what's happening. So where we have the seats, we have tie downs, even the fuel. If you want to put in the fuel, we can actually fuel the aircraft directly ourselves. We can see where the static ports are, making sure that they're clear. Beautiful detail. Like it's very, very sharp. You know what I mean? And what else do we have down here then? The registration number of the aircraft, serial number, all the jazz. It's all there as well, right? So, or if the walk around works better when you map the binding to WASD. I probably should have done that. Yeah, I probably should have done that. But sure, listen, we'll figure it out as we go. So we can remove some chocks here, and as we're working around on the flap, can't do that with the flap, checking the aileron though, and all our connections with the lights. The lights on this airplane are absolutely fantastic. So remove the tie down on this side, and as we ramble in under the wing, you can see where your tie down position is. You have your flap sensor. It's on a little spring there, and that'll basically activate your stall warning device on the airplane. How did you get that burnt in Ireland? Yeah, the weather yesterday was savage. Do you know? It was 23 degrees. But anyway, you can kind of see the details here. Like, look at the lighting here, lads. Like, it's a beautiful looking airplane. They've done a great job modeling this. We do have ice boots on the leading edge of the wing, and we have some more options here. We can open up the engine and go in and start investigating exactly what this machine is all about. And I do love the detail they've done here. They have a 3D scan of the engine, which is nice. And you can get in and change the oil, and you can do all sorts with it. Doesn't it look very good? Doesn't it? So we can have a look in there to see. It's almost like it's photogrammetry. I mean, we're used to looking at that, So yeah, you can check on all these things inside the engine, which is it's nice. Like it's great to see it in this level of detail. You know what I mean? Where's the gadget to close this now? I think we just hit the lock on the side, and it bolts down. And when it comes down to fueling and just checking the remove that. When it comes to checking the engine itself, well, you can get in and have a proper look at it. And it's just done really well. So we continue moving on up here. And let's have a look. We'll move in here and check where the prop is. We can also check on the fuel. We can manually fuel this aircraft as well if we wish. Always a nice touch. But with the shape of it, like, isn't it only gorgeous? Look. It's done very, very well. Another remove before flight there. And we get ourselves down this direction. While we're here, remove the pitot covers on the left side. Checking the conditions of the tyres. The usual stuff. You know what I mean? The usual stuff. And same crack again. We can open up this side and investigate what's going on with a proper look at the engine to see where everything is. There is a way, I think, to check the oil on this as well. That's the far side after opening up now, I think. I've clicked something there. Be to Janie then. How do we fix this, Murphy? Don't panic now, lads, right? I go this way. Yes. So we can close that guy down. I have opened up something else though. I've pressed the button and I heard it open. So let's just have a quick look across. Up on top, double check where the oil is. You would want a step ladder for this, but that's where you can go ahead and check your oil and all the oil quantities. That's all tickety-boo. And then, of course, as I said, yes, if you wanted to, you can absolutely do the refueling of the aircraft yourself. Just come down to where your main auxiliary tanks or your main tanks are located. The fuel truck appears and suddenly you can start pumping fuel into the aircraft. You have your little screen down here and that shows you what the story is, right? Very, very nice indeed. So, disappear you, lock you back into place, continue on. You have the option to turn the 3D models for the pilots on or off. Do you know? Do you know that you can spin the blades by clicking on them? You should be able to. Yes. We should have all this. So we can move the props as well, and it'll simulate kind of damages and failures and all the jazz as well. It'll do all that. Nice touch. I don't think we can open up this though. The nose as well. There's a weather radar, I think, in at the nose. Now, it has been a while since I've flown this machine, so we'll have to see kind of what the crack is. The landing lights are absolutely beautiful, aren't they? On the nose there, absolutely gorgeous. So we'll remove all the engine covers, tie downs, chocks, all the jazz, just clear them off the aircraft. And same crack again with this engine. You can open it up, you can get into it and figure out what's going on, check the oil, you can refuel the engine, auxiliary tanks or main tanks, they're all there. And you know, you're just checking on the leading edge of the wing, making sure all is okay, no damage, make sure the lights are working, simulating a full walk around, which is nicely done. But it's a beautiful model. The aircraft is done extremely well, and it's when this first came out, I mean, this was the very best, you know, and this from Airfoillabs, as you say, like in the world of XPlane, where you don't have developers like A2A. This was very, very much the you know, this is where it was at. You know what I mean? So yeah, everything looking fairly good in there. We can jump back into the cockpit. If you want to bypass all of this, of course, well, you could set the aircraft to cold and dark, ready for start, all the jazz. And then we have a number of stuff. So we can click remove before flight, click them off, remove the fuel. You can pop in the GPU. The door is open. You can also get steps in there. So if you want to get the GPU and steps, you can see now the GPU is installed, and here's your steps on the model. Meaning that, yeah, you have proper access now to get in and around to the engines, and also access to main fuel tanks, which would be normal, yeah. So if you wanted to, you can. It's a matter of clicking these stuff. You know, go ahead and pop him in there. You can rechock it. You can tie down the aircraft. You can do a lot of cool stuff, right? Filthy is here. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, it's a tremendous model on this. So we're going to start this without a GPU, and we'll go ahead and get our doors closed here as well. And while we're looking at it, we'll go into our weight and balance. Now we can set this, we can go through XPlane menu, or we can set this up to the aircraft ourselves, click of a button. If there's any maintenance required, we can also go in then and look at some of our options here as well. It comes with its own camera effects, which can be handy if you like them. I tend not to use them, but it adds in kind of shakes and movements and all this sort of stuff. It looks nice. It does look nice. And then the other stuff, then we just have our map. We can load a particular setup of the aircraft to see how all that goes. So our last bit here, we're going to come down. We're going to remove the remove before flight. The control locks are now free and correct. That should keep them exactly where they are. And a small little difference is that you don't always pick up on some of the flight sims. If you notice with the yoke, for example, right? Well, the yoke doesn't always just come straight up and straight back. It tends to be on a bit of a slope or curve. And they've modeled that nicely here. As I move the yoke back, see the way it just goes up a little bit? See that movement, right? You don't always get to see that when it comes to some of the simulation. And you can see there with the the communications panel and all, the cable all put in there as well. Looks very, very nice. Right, so we are in a very cold and dark setup. We can go ahead and check with the POH. And when it comes to the circuit breakers, not modeled, unfortunately. That's where kind of BlackSquare is like, yeah, we did that. So hence you would like to see an update on the functionality, if you like, of the aircraft. But everything else is there. I mean, you have oxygen, you have battery temperatures, internal temperature, outside temperature. That's all modeled, right? So to get us up and running here, master lights will be turned on, and there's a feature here in the King Air, which is this guy. We should be able to. Doesn't seem to be working here. We should be able to run, the gorgeous kind of teal blue Beechcraft light. That should work off the emergency light panel, which it is. It is. It is. So it's hard to see it because it's daytime. See the panel there now, right? So just keep your eye on the panel, and as I change that switch, you see that? It's very, very subtle. But that's as per the real airplane, right? So, yeah, we won't worry about that just yet. We're going to go down here. We can remove the yokes, and we'll have a quick look here at our flight controls. So we have our main throttles. Our prop we're going to have to do manually, right? Because they want you to bind individual props. So we have, you can fully feather them, or you can go individual, right? So for me to feather these, there we go. Take them out of feather. And for engine start, the props on this is going to be full. Fuel cut off, leave that alone until we get the starter up and running. Now, how this airplane will work, slightly different to what you're kind of used to when it comes to, say, the Starship. The inertial separators here are actually part of the anti-ice system, from what I've read up on, right? So we'll always start the engines with the engine ice or anti-ice turned on, okay? Now we do have all our master switches here, so we'll go ahead and turn on the battery before we do and make sure the flap handle is up, the gear lever is down, and our parking brake is set. All right, so we'll turn on the battery. And our avionics are doing their dance to figure out what life is all about. And we're going to have some great sounds here. So we'll go ahead and get the nav light on. We'll get our tail flood on. Beacon go on here for the crack as well. Double check our fuel quantity on board. So check our auxiliary tanks. They're quite low, but our main tanks are fairly full. So we'll go with those. Standby pumps we can turn on. And you can hear them starting to make some noise there now. Open up the window here. Again, all you're missing is the circuit breakers, really. Do you know what I mean? So as we continue to look around here, with the engine startup procedure, we could go the ignition auto, or we can just go engine ignition, and it's a full startup switch. It's automatic, so you flick the switch, that'll start up the procedure for you. You can do it manually. There's a lot of redundancy in this aircraft, as you would expect. Being a twin engine, they're not always about, yeah, well, you've redundancy because you've two engines. It's actually, it increases the workload of a pilot because you have to kind of, well, fly with one engine, don't over torque it, don't overheat it. And then, of course, you have to work with all the various trims, rudders, and all this sort of jazz, right? But what we're going to do, we're going to start up this machine. We'll start off with the right side. And we can put it into a crossfeed to get the left up and running here as well. So to do this, what we're going to do, we're going to engage the starter. We monitor these dials here. We have our internal turbine temperature, torque, prop, turbine RPM, and the fuel flow. All right. So ignition is currently off. Prop is clear, and we're going to go for a start now on the right side. To do that, we're just going to come down here to our ignition switch and flick it to on. Now, the turbine temperature on this, very, 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 or not the turbine temperature, sorry, the turbine RPM, to me, it's a little bit fast. But anyway, as this spins for the PT6, we want this at its maximum speed, right, before we introduce fuel. That looks pretty good to me, up around kind of 23, and we're going to introduce some fuel now. As we introduce some fuel, button here, Murph, you can do it. There we go. We're now going to monitor our ITT for a hot start, and we keep our eye on that turbine RPM for a hung start. So ITT should peak out 550 degrees, that's great. And our turbine has now passed 50%. That's a good start, in which now we can disengage that starter. There's our sounds coming alive. Starter off. Right side generator, reset, and on. So our main buses start coming alive, right? Go start the engine, and we'll go into high idle. And that's a good start. Close the window, and we'll repeat the process over this side. So a couple of things we can look at. We are over the crossfill, we're on high idle here, that's all fine. Again, we're using the anti-ice systems, so it's going to be much the same, rinse and repeat. And we're running off the right gen, so our electrical system is already up and running. So, left engine coming up. See the lights dimmer, it's doing the same electrical stuff here, which is always great to see. The prop animation is beautiful. So we'll see this guy spinning. Again, we're looking for about 23% on our turbine RPM. So she's coming up here now to about 23%. We should be good enough. Let's just get it to its maximum speed before we introduce that fuel. Again, the prop animation's done real well. There's 24. Let's introduce that fuel. Again, monitor your ITT for a hot and your NG for a hung. ITT has peaked. Turbine has gone above 50. Disengage that starter. Now we have the left generator. Reset. And on. Now we go ahead and give that to the beans. okay, both engines are now behaving. So we'll continue on. We do have electrical power going into the engines. We're now going to activate the inverters. The main bus can come on, and we'll also go ahead and turn on the master avionics switch. This powers up all our radios, our EFIS and displays, the whole shebang. We'll actually come down here to turn those on. EFIS power and your multi-controls. And we'll also now turn on our pitch trim, and your rudder boost is going to be engaged as well. The autopilot unit, we can click test. Just make sure all our stuff is working. We have our cabin altitude pressurization tab is down here. And we also need to reset our baro. So the baro on the ground will go ahead and bring up Navigraph. Let it load in. Thinking of getting this as an alternative, but don't have the money thrown at extra planes. Yeah, no, like this stuff is nice, but it's... Look, if you already have it in Microsoft Flight Simulator, it can be quite difficult to kind of throw it around, you know. Let's go in and look at Shannon, open the airport, and what options do we have here? So the weather in Shannon at the moment, altimeter is reading 1023 or 3021. So we'll go ahead and put in our 3021. Nice high pressure here. 3021 goes in here, and we want to do the same over there. That's good. What else do we want to do? We'll continue on here now. We're going to get our transponder up, our ADF up, and as we're waiting, we're also going to open up the bleed air valves. That's looking good. We're going to go to auto on our internal. We're squawking 7,000, but we're squawking nothing at the moment. We're just sitting on standby. So a quick check here. So altimeter's looking good. We also have some options when it comes to different channels that we have when it comes into our radio navigation, right? Do not taxi in high idle. It should be in low idle or low idle at all times, as pilot wannabe. Sweet. Well, then that is what we'll do. So we were just testing the engines, Your Honour. But we'll bring them back down. Low idle you go. And we'll continue on. Should have armed the oxygen. Should have armed the auto feather. That's good. What else do we want to do here now? Pedo can come on. We'll check the temperature though when we get moving for that. External power. Engine anti-ice. We can now turn this. Well, you'll probably leave it on. Actually, leave that on. We'll turn that off a little bit later on. The left bleed is not like in life. So the bleed air systems, put them on normal. Then again, they might show... Oh no, there we go. Two button smurf. Hydraulic warning is okay. Props are fairly balanced. Yeah, we're looking good. We're looking good. Hey, Zybok here. Good to see you, buddy. Calling from Denmark. Hello from Tipperary. So our sound's outside, lads. Real nice. That's me pressing buttons. We can check the beta range on this as well. This will get loud. Jesus. I don't have that bound to a switch, so in terms of making it like safe for the airplane, it's not very much. Do you know what I mean? Petrolhead, good to see you. The Belgian pilot, welcome in. Currently flying in the Duke. Oh, the Dukes are so good. They are so good. Alright, okay, so let's go have a look at our avionics here. So our first leg, we're going to do a quick flight down to Kerry Airport. So we'll go into our flight plan. Currently at Shannon. We're going to move down the road and we're going to put in Kerry. So that's going to be Echo India Kilo Yankee. That'll do her. Enter. Go back out of flight plan. That should draw the little magenta line. As we bring our range out, that should be looking good. We're on GPS now for our course deviation indicator. Double check the map here. Again, this is what XPlane can do. Their map is very powerful. We can see that there's bird activity in the area. There's other aircraft here. There's all sorts of ship traffic. And they have fauna and other things here as well. So you know, and we can make this look as good or as bad as we wish. We can turn off the clouds, or if we want, we can use NextRad, we can use VF4 sectionals, high airway, low airway, you can do all the jazz. You can also put in the surface wind, or you can actually do your cruising altitude, what way the wind is going to be. You can see all this directly from your map. This is needed in Flight Sim. It just is, right? You know, do you use any scenery add-ons? I have a few of them, Mr. Mango, not a lot. I use Shannon and Dublin. Everything else I tend to keep bog standard, you know. So we won't bother with the wind. NextRad, not worried about that. Cloud cover, there's a few clouds, but we shouldn't get much rain, right? So that's our map, so that's looking good. Our first flight is going to be from Shannon just down to Kerry. We're kind of VF4 for this, lads. It's not bad. And we'll see how XPlane plays when it comes with the see how XPlane wants to play with us when it comes to the depiction of weather. So we're going to put on our taxi and Rico lights. Strobe light stays off for the moment, and as we were looking at Navigraph, looking at the runways, 24 is where we're blasting off from. That'll do us. So runway 24 is what we're going for. We'll set an initial altitude in our autopilot for 6,000 feet. Yaw dampener and all that jazz stays off until we're airborne. And everything else here, bar the flaps, test the operation of the flaps. Lovely sound. You can see the flaps moving here. Ailerons, do a quick test here. And we'll jump over to the right side, bring the flaps in, and aileron test here. Everything's moving and working the way it should. Alright. Do you want to explain the risks of the hung and a hot start and what it means? So a hot start means that your internal turbine temperature is going to get too hot, it'll overheat and cause irreparable damage to your engine. A hung start is when the torque won't rise sufficiently enough. You're at risk of burning out the starter. So it's as if the engine doesn't fully engage. If you were to look at the PT6 engine graphic, right? Some of this stuff is friggin' cool. So when you look at it, pitch that now for a second. We want to look at what the PT6 actually does. So where you'll see kind of combustion coming in, where the blades and the internal motors and the gears start to work, this is like a cutaway section showing you what the aircraft is doing. BlackSquare have done phenomenal work simulating all this process. I mean, you can see it in real time, right? With the simulation, okay? But if we were to look at a hot start or hung start with a PT6, there's a hung start. So basically, and that's like a PC21 or something. So when you introduce some fuel, that's where, you know, your main RPM should shoot up past 50. That's kind of like the safety area the Pratt & Whitney put in. The turbine killer with a hot start. Have a look at the damage here, look. I mean, this, in reality, this is when you hot started. Look at the flame inside the engine. It'll shag the engine, like, completely shag the engine, right? And some of the damage you can do, looking at the flywheels, all the cogs, all the teeth, just gone. Do you know what I mean? Now, that level of damage, you won't see it visibly, but you'll definitely get it from the performance. There'll be zero power in the engine. And a feature of the Airfoillabs, you can hot start these, and it will put fire. Like, you'll actually have fire on the aircraft, so you got to be very, very careful. But it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Right, so we're going to come off the brakes here. Taxi lights are on. Squawk machine, we'll stick it to on. And just do a small bit of manoeuvring here on the ground, making sure all is clear, we don't run over anything. On the ground is Shannon. And do these buttons work, Murph? I don't seem to have head tracking. Why is that now? That's interesting. Usually we have head tracking. She doesn't want to work today. Interesting. These birds are massive in real life. Oh, they're huge. Followed one at Gloucestershire Airport and experienced the wake off one. I landed along to stay above the wake, but during the taxi we could feel the Piper push back. Yeah, these are a big aircraft. Serious business. Maybe a bad comparison, but is it the same as a runaway diesel engine? A hot start? No. A hung start? Not really, no, because it's not transferring It's not transferring the power through from the blades. Hey, Bjorn is here. Good to see you, buddy. I wake up like a hung start most mornings, right? Hot start will also end your career before it begins. I'd well believe it. I'd well believe it. Now, some of our internal lighting options here in this airplane, absolutely gorgeous. Turn on the furnace, fasten seatbelts, no smoke in the whole shebang. Turn those on, arm the emergency lights. And, yeah. Our very, very pretty King Air 350 taxiing out here in Shannon. It's a beautiful model, the aircraft, isn't it? Stunning. Absolutely stunning. And from the tower view, you can see where we're taxiing out this side. As we're just kind of rambling in. So your hot start and hung start, that's kind of your initial warnings. However, the management of the engines on this aircraft, savage important, right? King Air 350, right? Cornwall, 26 months. Thank you very, very much indeed, buddy. Good to see you. Where are we at there now? So the 350. Keep an eye on what we're doing, Murph. So the PT6A inside of the 52 or the 60, and the aircraft these would be most comparable with. Does a lot, right? I mean, the Mitsubishi MU2, which is smaller, similar power. The Piaggio P180, different configuration, but same neck of the woods, right? The Pilatus PC12, and although your PC12 is only single engine, the King Air just has that extra oomph. You know what I mean? Like, it's a very capable aircraft. You know, 35,000 feet, pressurized, cruise speed probably about 250. More, in fact. 312 is maximum cruise, right? You either have the 850 horsepower engines or the 1000 horsepower engines. So, Gary, so the sounds in this, they're not default. The sounds are actually from FT Sim. There's a sound pack for the King Air, and it makes an incredible difference, man. It really, really does. Like, it's just, you know, beautiful sounds, man. It's a very accurate sound, you know what I mean? Now, we're pretty much on a fast taxi here, but sure, we'll say nothing to no one. We're alright, lads. Our autopilot controls are actually down here on the lower console, which can be a little bit of a head wreck, but we'll figure ourselves out. Also, we can get our strobes and landing lights turned on. And we'll use the anti-ice on takeoff. Transponder will go to altitude mode. Quick test on that as well, just to make sure all is okay. We do have a message coming in. We're inside airspace. That's fine. What are the things we want to be looking at? I think it has headphone simulation. I think. We can also check. Let me see. Free air temperature is 64, so 17 degrees, which would be that's what we have in Shannon at the moment. It's quite nice. And that's just me acting the Aegis. So for takeoff, we will go with one notch of flaps. And we'll get our heading indicator. Always taxi with the windows open. Yeah, it's pretty. This is single pilot operation, yes indeed. You definitely have your work cut out for you, but yeah, it's designed to be single pilot op. A lot of people fly them with 2 aircraft. Okay, right looks clear. Left is clear. Let's get ourselves lined up. Lovely. Now, it does have a lot with the systems on the electrical side, like the Genties are there, or the Gentis, but again, you're missing those circuit breakers, so it's a little bit limited, you know what I mean? Alright, so we're going to hold position, and we're going to set our heading to runway heading. We're going to go ahead and arm heading mode. Now, there are other kind of creature comforts here. We can pop out panels all over the shop, right? I mean, we can show the autopilot, we can show the lower console, right? We can show our throttle and trim. We can show our pressurization. And we can have a look at our EHSI and MFDs and all the jazz. So we have a lot of options there. And before we go, we do need to... little bit of trimmage. Just a little bit. Now we're going to get these engines running full. Feet are on the brake. So we're going to take off and just kind of ramble out and see what happens, friends, right? So, power coming in slowly. Want to make sure that our auto feather defense kicks in with the prop. And we should see some lights when this does for our torque as well. So power coming in, nice and easy. Auto feather is engaged.
Auto feather lights on. Airspeed alive.
So make sure we don't over torque.
60 knots.
Prop governor is behaving. Coming up on 80 knots now. Doing the rudder dance. Try and keep the thing as level as we can. It's 100 knots.
V1.
Rotate.
Rotate.
Oopsie daisy.
V2. Positive rate.
Alright, bring that gear in.
Gear up.
In a moment. I'll lower. Tapping the toe brakes as we do it.
Attitudes check.
We're looking good.
Gear indicates up.
Flaps in. Yaw dampener engage.
Flaps indicates up.
Bit of manual trim here. A little bit bumpy. A little bit windy. And just get ourselves somewhat trimmed here now as though those flaps are in. That's going to make the nose want to drop. And the aircraft will have a tendency to pull kind of to the left. We can go ahead now and go for our autopilot. Just want to get ourselves back on that heading. It hand flies really well. Autopilot is set. We're going to go to some vertical speed. We'll go indicated airspeed mode. That means it's going to hold about 180 knots as we climb up to altitude of 6,000 feet. So it should be good. Yeah, serious gamer, 100%. Next group flight, John, will probably be tomorrow, but our main group flight is on Friday, but you'll be flying along tomorrow for sure. Nice. Now that's not actually smoke out of the right side, it's actually vapor. Let's have a quick look. Temps are okay. We're alright. So what we'll do at this stage, we're going to go and disengage the engine anti-ice. Watch that torque. Now that should go up if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, we won't worry about it yet. Go ahead and put a prop sync on. I would have thought engine ice would have brought in because like your inertial separator, that would always impact on your torque, or however. Right, what else do we want to do? Leave that alone. We're coming up onto our altitude now. Torque is fine. Props to 1600. That's more on the cruise, I thought. Because you have your prop governors there as well. Now we can turn off. I mean, you can get a runaway prop on this or an overspeed on the prop. But we're about to level off here now. So we're going to bring these guys down a smidgen. Do the same over here. There we go. Now it's 1600. Torque, we don't need that much power. Drop it back to about 80%. And our airspeed is 220. Not bad. Cruising is 1500 on RPM. Again, you got a governor there, so I mean, when you're looking at your engine, I mean, you're either going to be, you know, restricted by ITT, torque, or your RPM. You're going to be bound to one of those. One of those will peak first, and that kind of shows you, well, that's maximum power that you can put in, right? We can horse in 1500. Let's just see what that does. Because it will increase our torque, yeah? Nice and gently. And bring our torque back a little bit as well. Easy does it. Speed 240 indicated. Bleeds now to normal. Bleeds to normal. That looks good. That looks good. That looks good. Ice prop probably auto, right? Maybe. Okay, we look good. Schultz is here. Good to see you, buddy. Since you're climbing and losing torque, anti-ice won't really rise it. Ah, okay. Okay. Nice. Elliot is here. Good to see you. Very over-torqued. Well, when you say over-torqued, I mean, you do have protection there with, you know, your auto feather is armed. Yeah.
It's a big 10-4, good buddy.
Interesting. Now, where are we headed? We're heading out this way. Care 85 is here. Good to see you, buddy. Thank you very, very much indeed. 34 months. Jesus. Meeting's finished. Bit of time and Murph is in order. Good to see you, Schultz. The Stinger is here as well. So many buttons. Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? It's gorgeous, man. It's gorgeous. Tons of navigation options as well. It's just very nice. Oh, she's pretty. Just a very, very nice machine. Very pretty machine. Have we addressed the 5090? We have. I'm waiting on a connection. I have the 5090 here beside me, but I can do shag all with it until I need a connection. Otherwise, I can't stream it. You know what I mean? It's perfect sound. I work near Toowoomba Airport, and it's the most King Airs in the. No way. The most amount of King Airs in the country. That's awesome. Keep checking the wing boots for ice. It'll sneak up on you. Really, yeah? Well, she's on auto. Pedo are on. Ice protection for the prop is on auto. Engine anti-ice. Surface DI single, it's on manual. If we can do it, if I hit this, I should see the. Shouldn't I? I should see the boots. Does it show you the boots like it does in like the TBM or the TBM and that? I don't see them. Our little static wicks are jumping away. They're nice. Chumbawamba. What are your plans for the 4090? That goes back to GG. That'll go back to GG machines. Alright, so we should have some mountains starting to appear over here somewhere on the left now in a moment. Radar altitude set to 500, that'll do us. Alright, so what's happening in the world of Kerry? Echo India Kilo Yankee. Go ahead and open the airport. Runway 26 is what they want there with the winds. That's okay. We'll head out towards the mountains and fly back in. That's kind of the handiest way to do that. Surface the ice is what you want, then the ice appears. Ooh. Is that a Murph privilege, or do they do that for all customers? It's kind of a privilege. They tend not to do trade and stuff. Just the nice thing with GG Machines is, yeah, you can build any sort of a system that you want. I'm aiming this one to be, well, what's the best machine we can get? So you have an idea. Well, look, on paper, for gaming, you know, this is it. Angle of attack, good to see it. Yeah, the surface de-ice is what you want when the ice appears. Gotcha. Okay. It's fine, nice. It's a champ, 240 knots indicated, right? Just a gorgeous looking machine, this, isn't it? Beautiful. So looking at the weather here, the clouds are looking a lot better. This is, as I said, this is the release candidate now of XPlane 12. We're going through the beta, so the clouds are getting better. There's no doubt about it. Especially those in the distance look. I mean, they look phenomenal. At that range, I think they look great. There's a lot more detail on Microsoft ones. You can really see the formations and stuff, but it's getting there. Definitely getting there. All our electrical side, again, we can just double check, make sure we're getting our volts, which we are, 28 and a bit. Prop amps are doing their thing. That's for the DIs. Wait now, why are they... Is that just showing... Why is there a draw on the amps? Because I'm not using DIs. Oh, it's set to auto. So if I turn that off, will that drop? Yes. Okay, so with that turned, with your ice protection on auto, it puts a current into your props. So there are little boots on the leading edge of your props that the membrane will expand and do all the stuff, you know? I saw that Leonardo da Vinci, it was nuts. King Air is a rocket up at flight altitudes, can easily be 300 knots ground speed. Yeah, it's nuts, man, it's nuts. It's fast and heavy hauler and FS economy, hell yeah. Now, I don't know in terms of the movement of the aircraft. She has the tendency in XPlane to do this quite a lot. Which to me doesn't seem 100% right. I know, like, you get the idea the airplane is flying and moving through the air, but this seems too computed. You can almost set your timer by it where she's kind of rolling and waving, and that's not right. Or at least to an idiot like me, it's not right. You know what I mean? Like, I get that she'll bob and weave. Of course it does. You're flying through the air. Very similar to... It's actually very similar to boats. Planes are more similar to boats than you know, in terms of how they move and all this, right? Because the airflow, it's water, just nowhere near as dense, right? But... yeah, I just thought this kind of rocking kind of stuff was a little bit off, you know? It'll settle down at higher altitude, yeah. Like, I don't know what's doing that pilot wannabe. Like, is that the autopilot? That's just its characteristic? Or is it the, you know, the flight model dialed in? I've got done work hours ago. I'm a bit pickled. Jesus, that's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. All right, so we're going to throw in a left turn here. We're going to bring her heading over to 150 degrees, right? And we can see this in the turn as she dials in. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. So, yeah, over to about 150 degrees as she's turning. Very pretty. Thunderstorms in Sim Update 3, also stunning. Yeah, really looking forward to those, man. Tazzy, good to see you, buddy. Just finished a flight in the 146. You got it for XPlane. Nice. Yeah, low level turbulence, but it's just the way it's reacting to it. It just seems a bit, doesn't seem natural. That's, you know what I mean? That's the point I'm going for. It's a minor issue. All right. So far, so good. The lighting seems to work in this release candidate. It's a little bit quicker. I mean, you're still getting that kind of weird washed out state before you jump back into the cockpit, and then it goes, oh wait, you're inside now, I'll readjust everything. And I don't think that's working off the that's a button. It's not working off the you know, the auto exposure. When I jump in here, see the panel? And then it goes, oh wait, I should be a different colour. Although it seems to be behaving now. Now see that? It kind of changes, it darkens. Now that could be down to auto exposure. Yeah, maybe. I own the Avro, the 146 from Microsoft Flight Sim, now the 146 in XPlane. I kind of have an obsession. Just Flight owe me compensation. They've done a great job with that, man. The 146 in XPlane is beautiful. Beautiful. They did a great job. So yeah, we got some beautiful weather here kind of down the south of Kerry at the moment. And yeah, she's behaving well. What I might do for a comparison, lads, if you'd like, we can load into Flight Sim 24 with the King Air steam gauge overhaul and see how that behaves. If you'd like to see a bit of a comparison, for sure, I'd be more than happy to do that. But I had this in XPlane 11. I haven't flown it since XPlane 11. So I wanted to fly it in XPlane 12 to see how it's behaving. So far, man, it's beautiful, right? I mean, it's beautiful. And with those FT sim sounds, it's just top drawer stuff, you know what I mean? And it is a spectacular airplane at night time. Spectacular, do you know? Sean Game is here. Good to see you, Sean. I was down in Brisbane last week, saw a few of them on the Ram, still bloody gorgeous, even with the 35-year-old airframes. Yeah, King Airs are gorgeous, man. They used to have they had a B200 in Baldonnel for years. They flew that. Stunning. Mac Vision, welcome aboard. I've been flying the PMDG 737-6 a fair bit over the weekend. Still can't believe that thing exists. Great airplane.
That's a big 10-4, good buddy.
Sean Game, thank you so much indeed for the 9 months, buddy. Good to see you. P.S. Mirandai, hello there. Welcome in. Elliot says, I used to work with the 146. I'm just as fascinated with it. It's a magnificent aircraft and Just Flight one is amazing. Yeah, it's so good, Elliot. It's so good. Yeah, the 736, absolute pocket rocket. It's a machine, man. Tazzy, we're down the south of Ireland. We're down in Kerry at the moment. And Echo India Kilo Yankee is our closest airport. That's where we're heading to first. And yeah, it's all mad. I've stuff over on Patreon as well. Anyone's interested in like behind the scenes when it comes to streams and all this sort of stuff. Look, a little graphic appears. Oh Jesus, look at that. There's a new Patreon there. It's outside of our normal flight simulator content, right? And what I mean by that is it's more focusing on kind of planning streams, the technology for the streams, you know, lighting, audio, capture, all that sort of jazz. If anyone's interested, you'll see the link below for Patreon if you're interested. I, as always, very much appreciate the support, but it's kind of like its own little thing, you know what I mean? But it's nothing to do specifically when it comes to our flights and, you know, how we plan our flights. This is more like, you know, how do you get the ideas for flying? How are you going to make that come across in a stream? How do you get settings to work and all this sort of jazz? And of course the 5090 is definitely up there. I have a post out there yesterday how important it is now, because you have the impact of AI, you know, mechanical work. AI writes code and it doesn't even assist engineers anymore. It can write its own code. All new challenges that we're facing, and we've seen this already. I mean, we've seen it with the NVIDIA stuff. We've also seen it with Windows. You know, that 24H2 update. Rogue AI code gone into the operating system and they can't find it because they don't know what was written by man or by AI. A very interesting interesting topic for sure. But anyway, another left turn coming in. Let me see here now. I suppose we want to throw it over to about 090. We'll head east here for the moment and see if we can throw it around, right? Beautiful angle on this. I wonder, can we adjust the angle when we're turning? Some of the autopilots will have, like, you know, soft ride, and we do, look. So we can actually restrict the movements here of the turn. This is something that you can... I thought I had... why isn't the autopilot or the other gadget working? They're up here, but... oh yeah. Anyway, what I'm looking at here, see this SR? That means soft ride. So it basically kind of nulls out all the controls, pitch and roll. And this 120, if I throw in a turn now, right? So let's say, for example, I want to do a turn even over to you know, 360 degrees. Do you see how restricted the turn is now? It's not giving it the full beans in the roll, right? It's using a much more gentler turn. The turn rate has been nulled, right? It's like a half bank, yeah, 100%. So if I were to come now and disengage the soft ride, although that's strange the way it activated and then didn't. So if I were to disengage that and turn off the 120, see the aircraft bank now more? It really does bite into that bank a lot more. That's pretty cool, isn't it? You can do the same on airliners as well. They actually have a little dial in behind the heading indicator to let you know what's the maximum amount of degrees in terms of deflection you want it to do, right? And that can catch a lot of people out because they're wondering, how the hell did I not make that turn in time? You gotta know your airplane. Yesterday I took the 777 for a flight. They changed the sound engine. Don't know for sure. It feels heavy, which I missed in 20. Ooh, I haven't flown it yet. It's on my list of things to do. For sure. Defo. Right, so we're going to start bringing our power back here a little bit. Nice and gently. About 40% on our torque. That'll give us a nice reduction. We can increase that prop RPM in a moment. That'll help slow us down. And we're going to chuck out the landing lights here in a minute as well. Beautiful, beautiful scenery, even in XPlane. This part of the world to go flying in, it's stunning. Always is. Always gorgeous here. Isn't it pretty? It's just pretty, lads. And like, you know, if we want to get very kind of particularly now, where's this? Right? If you really wanted to get your X-Plane looking absolutely gorgeous, we could do something like this, right? And something like that. Right? And just hide that little fella down there for the moment. Actually, we need to tighten it up a bit. Tighten it up a bit. Oh, Jesus, wrong button. Tighten it up a bit, Murphy. You can do it. View. Screenshot. There we go. Too much. There we go. Something like that. We'll lose the tail, but you know what I mean. It does look very, very pretty, doesn't it? It does be absolutely gorgeous. It looks very good, doesn't it? So you can see our speed is coming back. Angle of attack of the aircraft mean, they have this down to a fine art. As our speed lowers, angle of attack increases, just to try and maintain some of that speed. It's awesome, isn't it? Right, let's start dropping some altitude here. Let's drop us down to 3,000 feet. We can V-speed this one. V-speed. And if you come down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. She's slow moving, so I think we need more than that. Let's see what that does. There she goes, that's a bit better. Go ahead and get the landing lights on. Oh yeah, the V-speed is very low on this. Alright, let's horse it in that way. Get the trim right down. There's the nose starting to drop. And we can turn heading now back up to about 360 degrees. Good. Watch the speed coming up now. Rate of descent is far too high. Ease off. There we go. It's all a matter of just getting used to it. Hey, Practically Geek, good to see you, buddy. Saw some XPlane 12 screenshots yesterday. Mighty impressed. Am I using scenery enhancements at all? Ground looks cracking. May need to get into XPlane 12. You just need to. No, so I'm using a program called Auto Ortho for XP. And basically what this does, similar to what Microsoft does, right? It's kind of just streaming a lot of the satellite data directly to you, right? Like XPlane 12 has definitely come a long way. I'm enjoying a lot of airplanes in it because the sim is behaving better, right? It's quite stable. It's good performance, good frame rates. I mean, I forget what my button is. Is it Control Z or Shift Control Z or Alt Z? I had a button for that. Let's have a look. So go into my options here. We go to data output. Yeah, so like we're getting, she's locked to 60 frames, but it's very smooth and, do you know what I mean? Quite nice. So eyes out the left hand side. Speed is still, well, she's going up on us a bit as we're descending here. Again, we can edge off some of that vertical speed. We still have our yaw dampener on. Autopilot is still on, but we'll start turning this here now in a moment, you know. Last time I checked, there was no good cinematic camera solution. What? I mean, if you really want to get messing into this thing, especially around those engines and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's good L controls on this, you know? Plus, your flybys. Right? It can be done. And you have replay mode as well, my dude. I've got some good photos of the 146. Oh, nice. Yeah, kick them over. With lots of scaling for XPlane, it works well. Yeah, lots of scaling is pretty good. Pretty good. All right, we're going to take off the autopilot. My controls bring the power back. And we're going to start a bit of a turn here. Easy does it, Murph. Easy does it. Get that speed down. We're fairly booting it. Stevie B's, good to see you, man. A Kerry man in sunny Tenerife, welcome aboard. Alright, so we got some lights on. Prop sync is going to come off. And our props are going to go up now. They're going to help us with that speed. So, the governor should kick in. Let's see what happens. They should hold. Yes, they're holding. That's looking good. And we're eyes out the window for this one. It's kind of marginal VF4 here at the moment. Let's see what happens. Now, I don't know, is this a bad configuration for the engines? I mean, torque is quite low. Prop is, it's governed. And the turbine RPM is quite low here as well. Altitude is low. I want to, because like, you know, Cessna playing or Cessna flying, if you had a you know, a variable prop, you'd be able to, you know, horse your prop up, prop full. Actually acts as a way of slowing down the aircraft. But we'll see. Yaw dampener was already off. That's okay. We're in and around the 140s. We're going to drop a notch of approach flaps once we get under 140. That's good. That's the gear warning. That's okay. So here's a notch of flaps. And we're just going to try and hold our speed here and just hand fly this machine in a little bit until we start picking up that runway. I don't see it yet, mind you.
1,000 feet to minimums.
Yeah, I want to watch that. You're descending too quickly, Murph. Bit of power here just to keep us on the straight and narrow. There we go. We're kind of roughly in that kind of neck of the woods. We're probably too far right, but that's okay. We'll fix all this now in a moment. Fix our trim here. Take the pressure off us so we don't need to control too much. And the rate of descent. Let's level fly it here for the moment. Watch our speed as we're doing this. Adding in a little bit more power just to maintain about 130. And
500 feet to minimums.
that's because you got the ground coming up, so we're still going to keep around 2,000 feet, give or take. And yeah, we should have a runway out here somewhere soon. We have a bit of a way to go. Look at the angle of attack, man. She ain't liking this speed. Bit of power. Drop the nose down. We got some nice visual effects coming off the aircraft as well. It's vapor, it's not smoke, but I mean, you know, you can absolutely cook these engines. Proper engine fire, like proper. Flames and everything bursting out the side. They have done great work there in that regard. We're going the right way, alright. I just don't see the runway just yet. We will soon, though. We're climbing now, so you want to watch that? Easy now, Jemima. Little bit of forward trim. Alright, watch the speed now. 140 is what we're saying. I think the runway is actually in behind that set of clouds we have there. There's a little bit more when it comes to, you know, the trees. They do a relatively good job. There are add-ons you can get that'll give you OSM data that really do enhance the accuracy of forests, roads, aerials. There's a lot of options if you want, but this is kind of where XPlane kind of starts, you know, waits at the station and Microsoft just keeps going, because out of the box, nothing beats Microsoft Flight Sim for a VF4 experience. End of story, you know. Why are you embarrassed, Murph? We're all friends here. I got the sun yesterday and I'm all red. I'm not embarrassed. Oh no. Yeah, desperate. Sunburned Murphy, huh? Alright, there's a runway. You can see it there now. We're way off to one side. Watch the speed. We're in the white arc, so we're quite okay for flap speed. But we want to get ourselves straightened up here. We'll lower the legs here now in a moment. And just watch our altitude as we're here. Murph, when you land, a proper treat for you. Ooh, nice. Yeah, what I might do, lads, we might jump into Flight Sim 24 now after this and maybe check out the King Air. Even though it's a 2020 aircraft, I think we can still do a nice comparison. You know what I mean? Like, the Airfoillabs King Air, this is its own model, built up from the ground. It has everything. It's itself. It you know, it owns everything, right? With the BlackSquare analog overhaul for the King Air, they've used a Sobo's model, which, to be fair, is actually very good. But everything else they've dialed into it, man. Whew, savage. All right, speed is fairly lively now. Let's drop the gear to give us a bit of drag. Gear coming down. Gorgeous. Now we're a little bit high, but with the gear, you see that drag now, like that's helping us out big style. And we can also horse in another notch of flaps.
Feet to minimums.
Relatively steep approach. Rich Killen, good to see you, buddy. Yeah, very steep approach. So we'll bring that power back. Prop is full. Flaps are set. Yaw dampener's off. Prop sync is off. And speed is good. A little bit fast, but we're not like booting it, you know what I mean? And we'll shallow out this descent here now in a moment. We'll catch the
100 feet to minimums.
we'll catch the poppies.
100 feet to minimums.
Yeah, 500 feet of sound. Minimums.
Minimums.
Continue. Take the pressure off the yoke. We're going to put in a little bit of trim, bringing our speed or power back up just to maintain and balance what it is we're trying to do. Pappy lights are coming alive. Speed just under 120. Little bit of wind. Try and use our rudder pedals from here. Aim for the centre line. I can see my touchdown zone. A tree at the end of the runway. It is not unique to Microsoft Flight Sim, as you can see. Easy does it.
100 feet.
Easy does it. shallow that out. Power's coming down. Hold the nose. Power to idle. Hold the nose. There's a touch. Gently down on the nose gear. There's a touch. Beta. Throttle's fully back. That's giving us decel now. We're dropping just in around 80 knots. Plenty of runway left. There's 80 knots. Small bit of manual braking bring us below 60. There's 60 knots. Ease up. Off beta. Manual braking once again. We can see our exit point. Bring those props down a little bit from our mixture. We're on ground idle. Flaps can come in. A nice gentle roll, and we get ourselves off of the runway. Easy does it. There's ATR over there. This is default scenery for Kerry, but like it's not too bad, right? It ain't too bad at all. Like once the taxiways are there, the rest of it is just eye candy, really, isn't it? All right, landing lights coming off. Strobe lights coming off. Transponder, stick you back onto standby now. Thanks for playing. We can taxi. We'll go around to the left here. And easy does it. As I said, like default scenery, I mean, it's good enough. You know what I mean? Some of the payware add-ons for scenery in XPlane are getting so good, so good. Alrighty, easy does a Murph. Alrighty, so we're gonna hit the parking brake, and what we'll do, we'll go back and have a look at our landings, right? Now, Elevatex, we're gonna finish the flight here. We got our landing rate 115. I mean, for a King Air, nothing wrong with that. So if we go into our replay mode, and this is where it's handy, practically geek. This is where it gets handy for your recording, right? This is just, you know, and if you can get into that XPlane world, dude, right? You got a lot of developers over there, right? And trailers tend to be a lot of fun as well. So we'll play this. She's gonna freak out here for the moment, but let's check out a couple of landings. We've got a long range camera here, and our plane is miles out, but let's watch this guy coming in and see what happens. All sorts of lefty, righty, upsy, downsy, nice visual effects. The halos around the lights are a little bit too strong in this airplane. At nighttime, you'll see what I mean. Like at a distance, it's bang on, but like you start zooming in, it gets messy. Nice details on the trees there with leaves. This is all upgraded to XPlane 12 stuff. You know, let's just put an old birch tree. I think it is birch. Hey, old veteran is here. Good to see you, Scott. Welcome in, buddy. So instead of like having a very nice descent path coming in, you got to watch the tree. Who puts a tree on an approach? But it'll be grand. It'll be fine. So we're looking good. Sound starting to come into the aircraft. And towards the runway, you can see that visual effects. I mean, it looks the part, doesn't it? We're looking for a touchdown now. Let's see what happens. There's contact. And then always gentle down on the nose wheel, if and when you can. Into beta then. And try and get her back on that, on the center line. Ian Fisher, good to see you, buddy. So, we're using a different camera now for this one. Let's zoom it back here from the airport tower. Easy does it. Easy does it. I'm gonna play her in from here. We'll zoom in, check out the airplane on approach. Something like that. It's pretty cool, yeah. The replay mode on XPlane is very good. Looks like they're on fire, trailing smoke. Yeah, no, it's giving you like, I don't know what it's giving you. It's not smoke though. You can definitely put smoke on this thing, but yeah, not smoke. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Yeah, we'll do one more maybe. Wait for that, wait for that. But yeah, you have a lot of cool options with the cameras for sure. And they, you know, look fantastic, you know. And we'll do one more for good luck. Do a nice wing view.
100 feet.
Seems a nice flex here. Great sounds too. Mick Ham is here. Good to see you, Mick.
100 feet. 100 feet. 50 feet.
There's your touch. Waiting for the nose just to drop down nice and easy. There's beta. Not too bad at all. Not too bad. It's a lovely looking machine, isn't it? So what we might do, as I was saying, right, we might fire up Microsoft Flight Sim just to have a look at a comparison, lads, right? So while we're here, taxi lights are off, beacon stays on, strobe is there. So we'll go over to our avionics now and bring those offline and bring the engines down. So again, listening to some beautiful sounds on this if you can. There's the right side coming off and our left side coming off. Come on, Betsy. Oh, it's Pilot Wannabe. Thanks for that, dude. Yeah, I'll check it out, buddy. The Headshake plugin from SimCoders has a great feature that stabilizes your point of view. Sweet, man. Yeah, I'll check that out. And we'll feather those props. See the props turn. And that's us. Very much all looking good. So we can go back into our menus here. We can get the doors open, or if you wish, travel down into the cabin yourself. And you can open up the doors. Internal sounds here. We can go ahead and get this this rear door open. So let me see. Here's our lock, unlock. Down she drops. And that's our flight done in the King Air. Very pretty, isn't it? Beautiful, beautiful machine. All right, that was fun, lads. That was fun. Let's change the laws of physics here, right? Let us jump into Microsoft Flight Simulator, in which I'm going to have to do all sorts of changes now. So I'm going to have to edit stream information and thumbnails and all the jazz. XPlane 12 King versus, and then BlackSquare King Air in Microsoft Flight Sim. So if you're looking back at this video, you're probably saying, what in the name of all is he doing, right? So I'm going to stop this. This is the auto ortho for XP. This is the, it'll download and you can choose what map you want. Bing, Google, a mix of anything. There's certain directories that at once it'll take up probably 10 gigs, give or take, but then it just injects the rest to you. Does it even take up 10 gigs? Maybe less. 30 gigs. But anyone, if you've used, you know, ortho for XP before, you know the space it'll use up. It'll use an absolute Gansy load. Do you know what I mean? So this is a great option, you know. So, Slarty Bard is here. Good to see you, buddy. It does and it doesn't, right? I better change our category here in Microsoft Flight Sim. So I'm going to edit this. So XPlane 12, and then we're going to go to BlackSquare King Air. So I'm just going to change our category back over to Microsoft Flight Sim. So we'll get this loading up here now. And we're gonna fire up the King Air and see what happens, right? Gansy, not a jumper. Right. Your last session end, that's quite okay. Microsoft Flight Simulator, that's quite okay. Yeah, so there is a way to get the do you like my t-shirt? Do you like my t-shirt? It's all fun and games until the landing gear doesn't drop down. Do you like it? I'll go over to this camera here so you can see it a little bit better. Look. We're highly turn that light. We're highly sophisticated here, lads. Highly sophisticated. Look. Aeroplane with only one landing gear. Just like this kind of stuff. This is new merch we're working on, you know. And yeah, we'll be adding this to the collection soon. But they're only going to be limited offers, as in, right, we're going to be doing this style of t-shirt, right? And then to go. That's the end of it. I'll let you know when we're doing them. But let us know if you are like, yeah, Murph, it's a nice t-shirt. You know, it comes in any colour as long as it's black. No, I think we'll do other colours on it. But here's one of them. I'll show off the rest of them over the coming days and weeks, right? Yeah, me marketing skills are absolutely brilliant. Do you know what I mean? And we have other merchandise as well. In case you didn't know, lads, beer mats or, you know, Ninja Death Stars. Right. It doesn't have to be just for beer, though. You know, your cups of tea, your coffee, right? Right? Gibbo, right? And like the sizes are actually quite good. They're comfy as well. Like they're just comfy. They're nice. I like them. So yeah, teeny tiny frisbees, right? Kanzui, good to see you, man. No, I do like this gear because I've been wearing. Well, you know what I wear, lads. I have the fashion sense of an Egypt, right? But yeah, that's just one of them. It's all fun and games till your landing gear doesn't drop, and you can see it's missing the landing gear. Look, Jesus, right? But yes, head on over to our website. You'll see this kind of stuff. If you like this kind of stuff, they're extremely hard wearing, but they're very light. You see, and you can put your cup on tea on top of them, right? They can cover your drink for the advanced mode. Very fancy stuff, you know. TGM beer glass. We tried them. I've one or two of them, but yeah, they goes with tiny hands. Yeah. So I have this to play with, but I have to wait until I get a gadget. It's a Zotac Gaming AMP Infinity 5090 series graphics card. But I have to wait until I can get a gadget for my machine. Because it actually has one less... oh, Jesus. It has one less HDMI output. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm going to be... I'll pop that into the rig probably Friday. Because that's when I'm expecting me stuff to arrive. That'll be Friday. And then it's going to be all sorts of testing. Yeah, I can't aim it because I've no way to stream then. There's only one HDMI going out. And as I said, I mentioned Patreon earlier on. If anyone's interested in Patreon, turn off the light. Wait for the light. There we go. If anyone's interested on the Patreon side of the fence, right? This is where it gets interesting. You see, lads, over on Patreon, I go into the... It's a separate entity, if you like, right? If you're more into the technology of the streams, how everything works, like how does that PC talk to that PC, you know, virtual audio channels, you know, friggin' NDS, capture cards, frequencies, filters, audio and visual, like all that jazz. If you're interested, well, that's where it all lives. If you're interested, it's over on Patreon. And you'll see the link in the description below. If you're interested, there's only one tier if you want to go that route. But yeah, it's something new, lads. It's something new. So I need to put in, I need to be careful here. Yeah, there we go. Let me see here now. So the King Air, let's see which one this will work. Because if you see something here you're not supposed to, well, don't worry, right? I've only those liveries. Let's see here now. I do love them. Don't get me wrong. I love these liveries. But we can't always... wouldn't it be handy now if I had a button that would just put, like, hide me screen, wouldn't it? I think it would, wouldn't it? Right, hang on a second, because I have stuff on this you can't see. So just bear with me for a second, lads. I'd love to show you, but I can't. I get in trouble. So hang on now. You have to be careful when you type that in. There we go. Right. That worked. I hope. And we're on the ground in Kerry. All I can say is there's aircraft on the way, but I'm not allowed to show them yet. You know what I mean? So, yeah. We'll turn on some multiplayer stuff here as well. Live, the whole shebang. Murph, we can still see your screen. No, now you can't because I turned it back on. It's grand. Murph, will a 40 series NVIDIA fit into my 3090 slot? May not, idle cut off. The slot it will, yes, but the space inside your tower, it may not. You want to watch that, you know. I had a similar issue when upgrading my RX 6060, needed 2 HDMI rather than 1, so one of them was running through a DPI or a DP HDMI cable. That's what I'm waiting on, the impossible face. You know, that's what I'm waiting on. So yeah, look, straight away, I mean, you can see a very different, very different, wait. The Amazon order is on the way. I might have that tomorrow. Highly unlikely though. Highly unlikely. Right. Let this machine load up here. Let's see what happens, right? Let's see here now. Yeah. Pop you in. Do. New NVIDIA driver may come out today. Yeah, a little bit worried about that. When it comes to freaking graphics cards and graphics drivers, lads, terrifying. You know what I mean? Had the same issue the other day, Murph. Got an aircraft in me library. Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Ah, Jesus, there's a face. Ah, I need to go back and reset all my settings. Mother of Jesus, that's terrifying. Right, hang on, we'll fix this. Don't panic, lads. We're just looking inside your man's face. The Nicolas Cage, you know, does your motherboard have a display USB-C port which you can use? It does, but it's no good to me when it comes to my capture card, you see. Any high-end video card, it's space inside your chassis, especially if you don't have full tower. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, they're chonky machines. AMD, very glad to see some other Microsoft Flight users not using NVIDIA. T. Allen, yeah, like, I mean, look, it's when the graphics cards at the moment, NVIDIA kind of have them sold up. However, we got information the weekend that AMD are just about to release something, right? And they've kept this one quiet, so keep an eye out for what AMD are working on. But the 9800 X3D, I think it's an amazing CPU. She's been running hot the last couple of days, but it's an amazing CPU, you know, for gaming, and like, it's just incredible. The 9800 X3D is the boss. The newer ones, which aren't bad, right? The newer ones aren't bad. They're designed to give you a little bit more headroom if you were doing, like, you know, additional, whatchamacallit? Additional kind of, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? You know, other kind of processes and whatever. You know what I mean? So yeah, very interesting. Right, so here we are. So, in the world of Microsoft Flight Simulator,
60% of the time, it works every time.
And what I noticed with this is, lads, right? The issue with Microsoft Flight Sim versus something like XPlane, the time in which the data for weather is put into the sim, Microsoft are a little bit behind. Their data provider seems to be a little bit behind. So that's the weather we're currently getting. This will all change now in a while, right? So we'll leave it be for the moment. But anyway, visually, when it comes to the King Air here in Microsoft Flight Sim, the King Air 350i, right? You got a beautiful model of the airplane. The spinner's great. The exhaust of that glorious PT6 engine. The wings, the detailing on the wings. It's a very nice model of the airplane. It's stunning. Like, it's there's not much you can really do to this to really enhance it. There are some more, I suppose, finer details on the Airfoillabs model, right? It just looks better, and you can interact with it on a massive scale. You can open the doors, you can refuel it manually, you know what I mean? You can do all of these things. Unfortunately, when it comes to, you know, the Asoba one, you're quite limited. I mean, you can see where everything is, right? I mean, look, yeah, that's where you open up the engine cowling, and if you want to get up here, you know, there's nowhere to dip for oil. That's interesting. They didn't exactly paint in the fuel, right? You can kind of see where the where it fades fast, doesn't it? You know what I mean? Nice details on the landing strut and the lights. Single light, right? Does it have the do we have static ports on this? No, so even like the static ports, they're not there. Oh, they are. But it looks like a coin, and that just would not be painted black with paint. Like, it just wouldn't be. You don't paint over those, right? So like, there's some small differences, of course. However, when we're talking about what BlackSquare done, I mean, this particular lineup of aircraft, well, these were called the steam gauge overhaul, right? And it wasn't just replacing the dials of your, you know, your G1000's glass to all these small steam gauges. They really dove into this, absolutely dove into this. So let's go to the aircraft here and just double check our fuel capacity, right? So we've 50% across, we've auxiliary power or auxiliary fuel as well. We'll go 75. And it's going to be the same thing. Slightly different on our avionics on this one. Now, we can change those out if we do want a like-for-like, you know, representation. So we can say, right, give us some 530s. Okay, we can go with two 530s, right? We can do that. I do love me GTN 750 though, it's gorgeous. We'll go with the two Garmins. We have a weather radar here, which is in addition to that. Now, the first thing, lads, off the bat, every single electrical fuse is fully modeled and simulated. All these circuit breakers, they are fully simulated. The King Air, of course, doesn't have all the modern fancy stuff that we have from BlackSquare when we talk about the EFB, right? But it's still very, very good, right? You can't maneuver yourself into the cabin, so the cabin doesn't do anything for us. Again, it's just using a Sobo's cabin. They have tweaked it a little bit though, right? But the nuts and bolts, you can open the windows. The nuts and bolts are all when it comes to the aircraft systems. And we got a lot of stuff going on here. There's far more in their newest aircraft, but for this, there's a lot of stuff. So we'll continue on. Flaps are in the up position. Props bring you back. Landing gear is in the down position. Park and brake is engaged. Go ahead and turn on our battery. All right. And we'll double check our fuel here. So if we go to our auxiliary fuel, we have some fuel in there. Put them back to main tank. Standby pumps are audible. We'll go ahead and put on our nav, our beacon and our tail floodlight, just as we've done in the other aircraft. We'll also go ahead and activate our engine anti-ice. And you can hear those inertial separators opening. You can hear them. If I close these, turn off the pumps for a second. We'll open them, then they'll stop. Arm the oxygen unit. Do you hear them stop? Right side. Right. So that's the flap inside the engine air tank that allowed to deflect forward objects to go straight out the exhaust, or it closes it and they go straight into the engine. That's what it's for, your anti-ice, all right? Or your inertial separator. Anyway, bring our pumps back online. We'll open up the window here. We'll hopefully get a nice sound. We have the same crack up here. The emergency light. Turn it on. Center switch. This guy. This should give us that blue lighting without the battery being on. It's too bright here. The lighting in Flight Sim 24 is shagged, so won't worry about that. Double check our battery. We can see just shy of 24 volts. We should be okay. Right, let's get this machine started, shall we? So we can go through it manually or we'll go automatic. Prop is going to go to full. Open the throttle a little bit. Keep it on ground fine. Watch our condition levers. And let's go for a start. There's a spin. There's 20%. See the way it's a little bit slower? And we'll go low idle fuel. Keep an eye on our ITT. 850 odd. Once we don't pass, I think it's 1,050. That's what your starter limit is on these. Turbine is over 50. Right generator online. Should be on. And we've got a good start. Same crack now on the left side. Now we do have the FT sound packs. I don't think they're working on this. I wonder, do I have them installed even? I need to check that. Okay, 20% is good. Fuel flow in, ITT be coming up. Keep an eye on our NG for a hung start. 860 there, she popped out. Very different between both variants. It's 50%. Reset the gens. We'll also turn on our inverters. And we'll go ahead and get our master avionics on. And we continue on with our bleeds. We'll go auto. She's on auto, good stuff. Actuators are okay. This is all okay. That's all okay. Taxi light can come on. Rico lights can come on. Close the window. And let's focus on our avionics. Muse fan, good to see you, man. The prop animation isn't nearly as good. The detail visually isn't as good. Right, so you can kind of see some of the differences already, right? Let me see. Reset our baro. Searching for a GPS signal. That'll take a moment. We do have our options up here to say engine conditions, right? No failures present. Auto feather, so we need to arm this ticket. Pedo coming on. Auto feather armed. Pitch trim needs to be activated. You're down here. Electric trim. Rudder boost. So see the way they're slightly different? External power. Why are you giving out to me? I'm not using external power. That's a switch we don't want to see. Gens are back online. Good man Murphy, that's how you break things. He's still on the ground 2 hours in. Shut up, Muse. No, we're over in XPlane first, buddy. Now, there's a load of tests we can do with this airplane as well. Ground stop idle, governor tests, runaway props, all this jazz. All the electrical system when it comes to the gen ties, we can open or close them. This external power switch, I don't know why she's giving out to me. Maybe it's looking for external power, I'm not quite sure. All our relays are looking good. Bring lights up here as well. Enter, 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 enter. We want fasten seatbelts and no smoking on. To get some other ones here. Let me see. Pilot instrument lights, instrument lights. Bring a bit of lighting up so we can see what we're doing. We'll set again 6,000 feet. We're going to head to Cork on this one. Searching for satellites. Interesting. Prop amps. Let's see if we go to de-ice into auto. Don't have the option on this one, look. It's either on or off. There's your prop amps. So it's not auto, it's either on or off. That's interesting. Gear warning, hydraulic fluid, hydraulic light, that's grand. Yeah, so that's pretty much okay. Pretty much okay. You got the green score. Wait, you got the green sword. It's your job, right? Let me have my little moment of belittling him. Thank you, Muse. Thank you. Yes, yes. Hey, Heisenberg is here. Good to see you, buddy. All right, so now we're looking good. We're going to come into our flight plan. A little bit different. It doesn't give us our starting waypoint, so we'll put in Echo India Kilo Yankee. Enter. Destination is we're going to try a VF4 Echo India Kilo Charlie Kilo. CDI is already on. Zoom out the way. That looks good. Transponder is on standby. We'll put it to on. Weather radar set to on. Stab is off. Don't think we can control that. Leave it be. Taxi lights are on. Let's double check the condition of the flap. Nice sounds. Ailerons are good. Flaps are good. Master caution. It's looking for that external power. No idea why. Off the brakes. Bit of power. On our ground idle.
That's a big 10-4, good buddy.
Easy now. In a box man is here. 14 months, buddy. Thank you very, very much indeed. How are you, man? We just don't have the same camera controls. If we were in 2020 chase plane, oh yeah. Alright, let's taxi out. We'll have to taxi back here because the weather's going the opposite direction. So, in a box, man, thank you very much for your 14 months. Hope you're well, man. You're looking well. Don't mind what the rest say to you. Right, landing lights will be coming on. Strobes, you can stick them on. And transponder altitude reporting. Alright. I discovered the greatest thing of all time. Murph is a flight attendant and say intentions. Oh, Jesus, really? Fantastic. Like, as you can see, like the depiction of the environment, the world depiction in Flight Sim 2024 is just absolutely insane. It's insane. Fairly loud too. Kind of see like the LOD with the lights. See that the lights only now came on, like, you know what I mean? You have a feeling this is where they traded a lot of the performance on Flight Sim 24. Paparazzi, good to see you, buddy. Welcome in. Do you have a copy? Yeah. So to make this work, lads, right? Buttons, Murph, you can do it. So in order to make all of this work, lads, you have to do the same thing as the TBM and the Grand Caravan. You have to go to your Flight Sim 2020 install, go into the one store folder, copy over the King Air, copy it, paste it into your 2024 community folder, and then drop in your BlackSquare stuff into your 2024 community folder as well. And it kind of works. There's some things that don't work too well. I've never been able to get the autopilot to correctly work on this. But sure, look it, we'll see what happens, you know. Now all my lights are on. We will go heading mode. And we can see that we can arm some of our vertical speed stuff here as well. We will go IAS mode. So we'll see what that does here now in a sec. To be fair, this is a custom scenery, so it doesn't actually it has a telegraph pole on vinyl. It doesn't have the big massive trees. Alright, so we're going to get ourselves turned around here. And let's see what we can do. Easy now. Alrighty. Bearing in mind, this is a 2020 aircraft versus what we were looking at already with Airfoillabs. So there are differences. Alright, not to flaps. Get ourselves lined up here. Easy does it. Alright, let's hunker down our position. So runway heading looking good. Altitude is 6,000, looking good. Vertical speed we won't touch. Let's bring those engines up. And just allow our props to resettle. Auto feather is already armed, ready to rock. Okay, that's good to me. So 20% power coming in. Make sure the governors hold the prop. They've held. Off the brakes. Let's go flying. 80%. Alright, takeoff power set. Airspeed alive. She moves faster. 100 knots. 110. Oopsie daisy. Easy does it now. We got a positive rate of climb. And we're indicating. Gear coming out. Just tapping the toe brakes there to help us out. 400 feet, flaps in. Engage the yaw dampener. Little bit of trim now just to calm it all down. Alright, we're looking good. Alright, let's engage that autopilot. Let's come down here and go IAS mode. Climb us up to 6,000 feet. Yep, see daisy. And there we go. So she'll hold about 160, that's fine. Nice view off her left side. It's a lot more greener, isn't it? Vulcan's with us. Been a great climb out of here, isn't it? Beautiful. Right, how are we looking? Coming up on 3,000 feet. How's our power looking? We're alright. Nothing screaming at us. 3,500 feet. Hey, Viper Strike, good to see you, buddy. Welcome in. Glad to see you made it home, buddy. Yeah, hay fever's everywhere, lads, isn't it? Disaster, man. Disaster. Tazzy, they are some beautiful photos, my guy. Beautiful. Don't forget, lads, we have a new very fancy Discord tag that we use for our server. You can add it to your name. The TTM tag, it looks absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, do be sure to grab it. Okay, we're still in heading mode at the moment. Where exactly are we, Murph? There we are. It's going to be a left turn coming in here just as we reach our cruise altitude. Left turn coming in. Let's bring it down to 180 degrees. And we're going to cam this machine all the way down now in a moment. Let me see here now. Let's call it there. Prop sync can be engaged. Torque is good, but let's start bringing down our RPM here a bit. There's 16 on the prop. Inertial separator's coming off. Let's see what this does to our torque. Yeah, see the torque rising. So the Airfoillabs they've done that the wrong way around. The Airfoillabs is actually simulating that incorrectly from based on what I can see, right? When you close off the inertial separator, that should increase your torque. And it's doing so in the BlackSquare aircraft, not in the Airfoillabs one, right? Shame after so much is talked about the atmospheric effects in XPlane 12, they're far superior than 24. I guess Rex for 24 will help. I don't know, man. I think Sim Update 3 is going to have some updates with that. But yeah, not fully yet. Heisenberg, not yet, buddy. I'm just waiting on a gadget to arrive. It'll probably be Friday before I can horse that 5090 in. The clouds are like insanely better in Flight Sim 24. I mean, look at that. Look at that. That's the difference, lads. You know what I mean? Beautiful. Now, we might actually climb above these clouds for a minute. We're only heading to Cork, but let's go ahead and give ourselves 8,000 feet to get above this level. And let's once again go IAS mode. And we should be able to bring that speed down a bit, I'd say. How do I do this now? She seems to be kind of doing it. There we go. Oh no, that took it out of IS mode. That's interesting. Alright, hold us at 220 knots. Now engage our IAS. Thank you. And we're coming up over the clouds here now on a heading of 180 degrees. Coming up on 8,000 feet. Beautiful. Cloudy flight deck, good to see you. They look bad in my opinion. XPlane got the shaders correct and the shapes. Well, Flight Sim 24 clouds look blurry and too blue. Well, I'm using a little shader in Flight Sim 24, so with it off, I was never mad on the I agree with you. I've never been mad on Flight Sim shaders. Like, that's not looking too bad, but that's a little bit, isn't it? I mean, look, if you go on this view, right, that's default Flight Sim 2024. My shaders, the way I tweak them, I think it adds blue, don't get me wrong, but it also adds a bit of depth. I mean, even look at the clouds, you can, you know, the shadows are stronger, and it takes that kind of a, do you know, it just kind of takes that kind of a blown out, kind of sepia look off it. But that's, look, that's my own kind of preferences, you know what I mean? But she's fine, okay. Let's have a look. Message 120 degrees is what she wants. So let's see if autopilot wants to play ball. We're going to go left here. We're going to bring this over to 090 degrees. It's fine following heading mode, but I think the nav mode, it freaks out. Or at least when you combine it with the GTNs, you know? Yeah, give us that je ne sais quoi. It does a little bit, Crafty Tigers, it does. Both 20 and 2024 are a bit too yellow in colour. Yeah. Subtle reshade, it kind of does the job for you. You know what I mean? Like, there's not much going on here. It's just enough. You know what I mean? What am I looking for here now? I'm looking for...
Dreamy, sleepy, nighty, snoozy, snooze.
That scared the crap out of me. Thanks for sharing. Jesus, Viper. Let's have a look here now. So if we do something like this, and then, you know, something like that, and... You know what I mean? It's a little bit blown out. We can darken that. Oh, now you're talking. Asher, listen, isn't it only gorgeous, lads? Stunning. fucking absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? Now, where was this? Didn't I get a new song? I thought I did. Is it this one? I played that one on the spoons there now, you know, just to, you know what I mean, keep it all kind of, you know. Anyway, how is this looking for an intercept? Not great, Murph. Hang a left here a little bit, look. And we'll go hard left to see will we pick up the old, that magenta line. And let's just see how the autopilot wants to play with us. Like, you have a ton of navigational options when it comes to the BlackSquare stuff. Like, just incredible, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Hey, crazy fella, good to see you, buddy. The predictions have started. Vulcan, not at all, man. Jesus, lads. Anyone like to come fly? Come fly. Beautiful. Need to get the lighting set up, and then, yeah, it's going to be interesting now come, you know, the next few days, once I get that 5090 in there, just to see.
Hello there.
You know what I mean? JW, good to see you, man. You're very welcome aboard. Right, so if I arm nav mode.
It's a big 10-4, good buddy.
Let's see if she captures it, you know. Ah, crazy fella. 7 months, man. Thank you very, very much. Cheers, buddy. 7 months. Where's that time gone? Crazy. Alright, so into Cork. We're going to be landing in Cork, boy. So we need to see what's happening in Cork. Echo India Charlie Kilo. Open up Cork International. Have a look at the runways. Right. Now, lads, it'll be runway 16. That's heading down into the south. Right. 16, that's pretty much straight in. Pretty much straight in. So we shall fly into Cork and see what happens. It's flown by, no pun intended, alright? No pun intended at all. At all. Me with the big sunburned head in me, look. Jesus. I'm going to be doing some driving this evening. An American truck sim. Looking forward to that. It's going to be groovy. Yeah, the autopilot seems to be behaving. Let's see if it actually locks onto this now. And we do have the same kind of didgeridoo stuff down here. We do have the soft ride and the, you know, all of this is present on this aircraft, just as it was on the Airfoillabs. And man, that looks pretty, doesn't it? Look at that. Right, let's drop some of this. Bring us down to 5, please. And I suppose we can nearly go vertical speed. And throw this down and bring the speed back. Easy now. Don't be as jumpy. Okay, so the autopilot is actually working. It just didn't favour the 750. Interesting. Okay, great gas then with the autopilot. Let's go heading mode. And let's see what happens. Career mode is still janky? Yes. Yes, it is. We'll go down to 3,000 here. Make sure our barrel was set as well. So we'll head kind of over, well, straight over Cork City. Because the airport should be kind of just beside us now. There's paparazzi. So we'll duck down. We'll probably do a left turn over Cork City. And we'll fly back in over the city. And then a full approach there for runway 16. Or 16, depending on how you look at it. You know, descending nice to those 6,400, heading down to 3,000 speed. Lead off a bit more speed. Sure, we can turn that off. Wished. It's the gear warning horn. But yeah, man, it's been it's going to be interesting. As I say, when we pop that 5090 in there, especially when it comes to frame rates. Like frame rates right now, I'm getting 100 FPS in flights in 2024. Like, it's, you know what I mean? She's behaving like, you know. There's 5.5. That's interesting. Haven't quite loaded into the game yet. Ooh, interesting. Now, where am I? You're in Cork. Oh yeah. Can't see much on the ground though. This is going to be interesting. Low level clouds, lads. This is over Little Island neck of the woods, I suppose. We're still very fast. Bring her back there now, Jemima, and we see what happens. Left turn to the north, 360 degrees. And let's see how we get on with this. That speed will drop off, especially now when we level out. And we just want to drop through the clouds so we have a better understanding of what's around us. That's a beautiful sight right there, isn't it? That's all Little Island. So we'll be heading back up Jack Lynch, up that neck of the woods, and then back into Cork City, and then we're going to ramble down towards the airport. So it looks like we're at 1,000 feet to go. There's the beautiful city of Cork in fantastic photogrammetry. Isn't it hard to imagine, isn't it? Like, all the years you're in flight sims in Ireland, and, like, you know, it was always heavy on frames. It was never very accurate. Now, oh man, it's accurate. Let's go over a little bit. Now we'll head west, 270 degrees, speed 180 knots. That's going to jump right back now, but that's good. 270, that'll keep Cork City on our left hand side. We'll be over kind of Holly Hill, neck of the woods. That's all over here. Yeah. I think 3,000 feet was a good call. So we're starting to level off here. We're going to bring those props back up. That's going to really hit our speed. So, bit of torque. Keep the speed around 140. Fish now. And we'll just ramble in here and take our time. I hope your case is big enough to house the 5090. Ah, it is, yeah. I have a 4090 in there and I've about that much more to go. So yeah, no, we got plenty of space. PSU is ready. That's a 1250 PSU. I have the 12-pin connector. It should be plug and play. It's a big ass card, but you know what? It's actually lighter than the 4090. But yeah, just not having enough HDMI outputs. So what I'll do, I'll display port into my TV using the adapter, and then I'll HDMI from the 5090 directly into my capture card. It's probably the best way to do it. Oh, you imagine. Oh, you imagine. Yeah, it's huge. They're big ass card, man. Big ass card. All right, speed is looking good. Angle of attack. She's going to be moving to try and, you know. Looking good though. Flights and mods, good to see you, man. Hope you're well. A very good morning. Jesus, what time is it with you? It's middle of the night. What has you up after your dinner or before your breakfast? Great to see you, man. Doing a bit of testing here. We're just kind of doing a little comparison between the Airfoillabs King Air and BlackSquare's King Air. And there's certain elements like there's one, unless I'm very wrong, and I'm more than okay to be wrong, right? But my understanding is when you engage something like the the inertial separator, when you open them, they'll drop your torque. When you close them, they'll increase your torque. Yeah, it's doing it correctly on this airplane. The Airfoillabs and XPlane ain't doing it right. It's the wrong way around. I got my Asus ROG 5090 a few weeks ago. It arrived faulty and still waiting for the replacement. Oh, boss man, no way, buddy. Jesus. You poor owl Divleen. Alright, there's the airport. Pilot 25 is with us. There's paparazzi. Runway 16. It's going to be a left turn straight in. That's kind of Holly Hill, neck of the woods there in Cork. There's the city, the Opera House. You got the camp up here then as well, the barracks. So we'll start a bit of a sneaky left turn here for the crack, will we? Let's bring us over 240 degrees and we get an idea of what's happening. Speed is looking good. We're going to go for a notch of flaps. The yaw dampener coming off. And we'll start dropping the landing gear here now as well. This is what I love about Microsoft Flight Sim though. Like, it can be so smooth at this sort of altitude. And like this to me, this is the perfect altitude for photogrammetry. Because it just looks sharp, detailed, phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Still looking at the Circle loading in. Oh, Jesus. Looking forward to some flights with the Circus now. You gave up on career mode. Yes. Crazy fella. It'll be fun, buddy. Alright, so quick check. Landing lights are on. Prop sync off. Isolate didn't need. Inertial separator is on. Power controls are full. Gear is out. First notch of flaps gone in. We'll go visual on this one. Keep her moving another little bit. 3,000 feet, little high. Cork is looking gorgeous. Beautiful, absolutely lovely now. Right. Autopilot. Autopilot off. I have control. Sweeping left turn. Let's go full flaps. Toby's working over here. Where'd be at the runway? Easy now. Easy now. It's just over there, look. A little bit high. Drop her down, Murph. Here we go. The approach skill of an agent. It's gorgeous, right? Right, watch the speeders are doing this. Bring the power back a little bit. Ooh, we got a crosswind here. Easy does it now. Beautiful scenes looking out into Cork. Gorgeous. You can't beat that, lads. You cannot beat the visuals. Stunning. Friggin' marvellous. Many a day I travelled home from Cork with a terrible headache. Do you know? Uniform Goose, good to see you, buddy. Yeah, man, we're back in action. Easy now. Jesus. We're going to have to come at it sideways. Let's see what we can do. Handling is a little bit different between both sims. The King Air is actually way more stable in Flight Sim 24. Watch your power, Murph. The pappy are happy. Watch your speed. Alright, gear down, flap set, prop full. Let's see what we can do here. Tiny bit of a crosswind component. Watch your power. There's a touchdown zone. Power to idle. Watch the flare. We'll kick it around once we make contact. Jesus, the wind is blowing us off. Easy. Easy. There's a gentle touch. Go down, you devil. Or down. Into beta. Out of beta. It's very strong on this thing, man. And we'll reverse taxi here down as well. 26. Jesus, 26 feet. Not too shabby. I guess let's turn around. Easy, does it? And we'll go onto low idle. And we'll back taxi here, back up to the ramp. The runway is somewhere on the ground. Indeed it is, Sunjammer. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Yeah, we're not too bad. Flaps are back in. We'll get out of the way. We'll rumble over to the not used runway. As you can see, some aircraft coming in. Kilburn is there, looking good. Easy now. MK Studios make this one. So the handling characteristics, yeah, just a little bit different. And how it depicts the weather here in Cork as well. I think that's interesting. All right. We'll rumble over here. Dee 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 dee. Easy now. Easy now. That'll do her. Cork was where I had my best number of pints of Guinness. Nice. Alright, let's have a quick look here. So, taxi light coming off. Beacon can stay on. And what else we want to do here? Engine ignition, no, that's grand. Transponder, we will turn you to off. And we'll also bring off the master avionics. Engines coming offline. Feather the props. Interesting sounds for sure. All looking good. Looking very good. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Battery off. And we return her to a cold and dark state. That's a nice flight. So yeah, the BlackSquare in flights in 2024, I mean, she's working, right? There's a bit of jiggery pokery trying to get it installed and up and running, right? But yeah, man, it's good. It's good. Right, so what we'll do, we're going to jump back into the world of XPlane, and we'll do a second flight in the Airfoillabs. So I just need to edit some stuff here. While we're waiting, we're going to go ahead and start up Auto Ortho. And we'll jump back into the Airfoillabs. So I need to edit all my stuff again. So let me see. Edit stream data, BlackSquare, Microsoft XPlane, Airfoillabs, grand. We'll go back to the XPlane category here. Lovely javelin. And we'll go ahead and make sure Microsoft Flight Sim is deactivated. Let's see what happens here now. Flight Sim has shut down successfully. Lovely. And we'll go ahead and fire up XPlane. So we're on the ground at Cork, and for this one we'll probably fly Dublin direction. We'll see what the crack is, right? And see what happens. So we do have some options with the Airfoillabs. As I said, we can go without GPS. Fly it kind of old school, you know. 98 Vulcan, have a good one, buddy. Do take care. What do we want to turn on here? Our landing rate monitor. Yes, we want you. Elevatex, that's still running. End flight. Did it track us to Cork? Yeah. That's weird. How do you tell it to like stop tracking from our last landing? That's weird, isn't it? So let me see. That was our landing in Killarney. So Shannon to Kerry, then Kerry to Cork. It's a very gentle landing for sure. Hello, XPlane. New flight, King Air. Yes, we're going to start off on the ground here at Cork. And we want to start off up here. And time and weather, 10:37 or 13. Something like that now. Launch this in and let's see what happens, friends. Yeah, we should be set up for this. So again, we'll go through the same sort of procedure. We'll see how the weather and all that jazz is doing and stuff. And we'll fly this one. Marv, I'll be at Air Venture on July 26th when you have your meetup. If you've ever been, you've got to put it on your bucket list. Oh, Heisenberg, dude, I would love to go there. I was going to try and get there a couple of years ago. Never got the chance. Definitely on the list of places to go. But yeah, July 26th, we're in London. And then sometime in November, lads, we're going to do another community meetup in Dublin. And yeah, we're going to be doing something there a little bit different. We'll still have our evening social, but we'll do a daytime activity as well. And once I know roughly where we're at with numbers, I can kind of plan that activity. Something kind of cool though. Kind of cool. So we'll see what the story is, right? Now, let us have a look. Where is everything in the realm of things and stuff? That's good. That's good. That's good. This guy now connected. Okay, there's power on here and there shouldn't be, so let me see. Cold and dark. Alright, so welcome back into the world of XPlane. Man, the road is as loud as hell. Fuel truck. Alright, get our door opened here. So we're back in our King Air, and yeah, for this one, as I say, it's going to be a flight probably up towards Dublin neck of the woods. I might do it in the evening time. Anyone give out if we go evening time for the crack? Let's see, flight configuration. Let's go evening time. Let's see what happens. Ooh, kind of dusk neck of the woods. Let's go back a little bit. There you go. Something like that, lads. We should get a nice arrival then into Dublin with that sun dropping. So yeah, that looks kind of pretty there from my eyes anyway. Hopefully it's the same for you. So we're going this we're going to go on this beautiful King Air, blasting off out of Cork, runway 16 departure, out over the city, and let's see what we can do. So let me see, we can go do all this manually or we'll do it automatically. We're going to remove before flight, tie downs, all the jazz, get rid of the door, get the door closed. Doors closing. We shall remove the control lock. Yeah. Thank you. That's all done. Aircraft door still hasn't gone in. It's having a moment, friends. There she be. And the door is closed. Hey, we've got a hot air balloon up there. Look at that, lads. Look at that. You'd never know what you'll see in Cork. Jesus, does the fella hanging out of it look brilliant? Jesus! That's fantastic. Look. Jesus, whatever you do. Help! They said help. Brilliant. Let me see. Thank you for subscribing. Welcome aboard, my dude. XPlane is hilarious. Right, let's have a look. So we are going to say props go to full. Yes. And the oxygen. Parking brake is now set. Let's double check our fuel so we can see main quantity is nothing. Battery on here, please. Main fuel is good. Auxiliary, not work. Oh, no auxiliary. That's okay. Inertial separators. No sounds, unfortunately. Nav, Rico, beacon, and tail lights on for this. That's all good. That's all good. That's all good. We're looking okay. Go ahead and cancel those. Altimeter settings for Cork. Let's go and have a look at the weather. We are at 3024. 3024. So 3024. Same over here. 3024. High pressure, lads. Absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? Gorgeous, so it is. Gorgeous. No, Seamus, you're meant to be inside the basket, right? Brilliant. All right, let's have a look. This is good. These are all fine. Power's on with the battery. We will go on to the gens then once we're running. So it's going to be a start over on the right-hand side. Right, open that. And sounds. I think sounds are better in this. Turbine, she's spinning. Fuel in, Murph. IGTV Horizon. Yeah, see the difference? Like 550 degrees she pops out at. Weird, right? Start her off. Generator. Reset. And we got a good start on the right hand side. Continue on, we're going to go left side now. Jeez, the sounds are amazing. Engage the starter. There's spinach. See the lights dim down and it's done really well. That road traffic is a little bit on the loud side. Good. ITT just under 600. Turbine keeps going. Alright, we got a good start on our engine. Keep her in low idle for the moment. Let us now go and turn on our inverters. Avionics master coming on. Go and get our bleeds turned on. We'll go automatic. Pedo's coming on board. Ice protection, put it on auto. That will give us a reading. Transponder coming on. ADF, turn it on for the crack as well. Get our EFIS turned on. We also want our pitch trim and rudder boost. Autopilot test. Lovely. Alright. What else do we need? So altitude for this one, we'll go fairly high, not 41 though. We'll bring her up to 16,000 and see what happens, right? Weather radar, leave it off at the moment. Transponder, we'll put in a makey up one. That'll do. Flicker on. Quick test to make sure it bounces back. Auto feather armed. And I think we're good. I think we're good. Taxi light coming on. Strobes, leave them alone. I think we're good. I think we're good. Alright, lads. Let's see what happens here. So, on the brakes, park and brake off. Let's see, can she roll forward? She absolutely can. And let's look at this machine go out. Beautiful. Ground's a bit mad over there, isn't it? Jesus. Okay, hold station. Let's go ahead and get our landing lights. Strobes can go on now. We'll also go ahead and transponder. We're going on to the runways from here. Beautiful. Angels 15 is here. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you are well. Yeah, it's a good looking sim. It's a pretty setup. So let's see, we'll zoom out here. We got hot air balloons working in the vicinity. And yeah, we'll keep an eye on what we're doing here as we continue to taxi down. And we'll be turning left. Friend to all, good to see you, man. Yeah, it's doing well, buddy. It's doing well. Like, there's certainly, like, there's aircraft in XPlane that are, it's always nice to go back into XPlane and fly them. Microsoft Flight Sim, it's a different kettle of fish, don't get me wrong. I enjoy using XPlane for the aircraft that are in it, you know what I mean? And they do have some really nice quality of life enhancements gone in there. Alright, I'm going to back taxi here. Like, it's only a matter of time before you start getting these sort of aircraft into Microsoft Flight Sim, right? I mean, you just will, lads. We're starting to see it already. When that Starship comes out, that Starship to me, that's on par, and I mean that. That's on par with the Hotstar Challenger in terms of systems. And like, if you're into your flight sims, that's as high a praise as you can get. Do you know what I mean? Right, back taxiing here. Everything here looks good so far. We should get some beautiful atmospherics on our way down or up to Dublin. Flight controls. Feel good. We'll horse in a notch of flaps. Heading, we'll stick to runway heading. We put in flight level 160. Oh, the Comanche. Oh, yeah. Comanche is a beautiful hand flyer as well. Like, it feels so very good flying. Nothing flies like the Comanche. Then again, nothing flies like the Starship. I mean, they're, you know, there's some really good aircraft now, really pushing the boundaries. It's awesome. Alright, got ourselves turned around. What did I say? 1.6 or 3.4? Balls, have I gone for the wrong runway? I probably have. Listen, lads, it's grand, right? Say nothing to no one. It'll be fine. Dan, good to see you. How would you compare the flight models on both sims? It depends. It depends on the aircraft. There's airplanes on Microsoft Flight Sim I think are more true to life based on what I've flown, right? Especially with the Cessna 172. Like, to me, yeah, it feels better. Some of the jets, depends on what you're flying, really. It just depends. Right, let's sit tight. Let the engine stable. Alright, sports fans. We're going to take off. We're going to fly the runway heading. Small dip to the right hand side, and then we'll start tracking our way towards Dublin, as that sun will be setting here nicely as well. So, are we ready, sports fans? Power coming in. Torque is coming up. Off the brakes. Governor's working on the prop. Auto feather is caught on the torque.
Auto feather lights on.
90% will do us. Airspeed alive.
Airspeed alive. 60 knots.
We're looking good. Little bit of a tailwind, you ease it. We're alright though. Coming up on 100 knots.
V1. Rotate.
Oopsie daisy.
V2.
Ooh.
Positive rate.
There's a wind. Let's make the gear up. Top of the toe brakes.
Attitudes check.
We're looking good.
Gear indicates up.
Gear is up. Now let's go flaps up and yaw
Flaps up.
dampener. Yaw dampener engaged. Flaps coming up. Let's get our trim sorted out.
Flaps indicates up.
Lovely hurdling. Speed 160, looking good. Let us go IAS mode. Autopilot engage. We're tracking our heading at the moment. We'll put in a direct 2. Direct 2. So let me see. Echo India Delta Whiskey. Enter, enter. Nav.
Hello there.
Let's go nav. Here's a roll to the right. Dan, thank you very much indeed for subscribing. Cheers, buddy. Attitude check. I get that every day at work. Attitude check. Yes. Alright, that's a nice clean departure out of Cork. That's pretty. That's damn pretty. We'll sort out the engines here now in a moment. No photogrammetry, but that's Cork in XPlane. Lighting is good. Alright, let's have a quick look. So, we're going to have to calm things down a bit during our climb. So, we're probably a little bit heavy on these guys. Let's bring them back to 17. Or even 1650. Easy. Okay. What else? Turn on that ice light just in case we need it. We'll continue to climb here. We're over 6,000 feet. Let's go ahead and get rid of the inertial separation. I should be getting a torque increase when these close, not a decrease. So that's a bug. Really looking forward to the C750. Oh yes, Captain Spears. That's going to be an awesome airplane. And Just Flight working on the Learjet, man. That's going to be friggin' gorgeous, right? Right, let's go old money. 299.2 is set. Transition levels always a little bit different over here. Man alive, look at that view. Look, Jesus, look at that for the lighting. Stunning. All right, let's have a look. Climbing nicely. 2,000 feet a minute. What a machine. What a machine. Prop sync can now be engaged. We're okay in here. Yeah, we're looking good, man. We're looking good. Lights, they're already on. This beautiful blue backlighting, the teal. I love it. You get less torque as you climb. No, but like you should get an increase of torque with that inertial separator closing. You just should. And bring our torque up a smidgen. It's not a big to do. It's just it's a bug. I think it's a bug. I've never seen your torque go down closing the inertial separator on anything. You know what I mean? So let's bring out our range here. Yeah, we're pointing straight towards Dublin. And let's see what happens here, you know? Yeah, it's beautiful lighting. Yeah, it can look very, really like this. This is with the, you know, this is the release candidate of XPlane. It looks nice. Beautiful sky colours and that, you know. Yeah, that's pretty. In any man's language, that's pretty. You always lose power with inertial separator. No, but like when you when you close your inertial separator, that should give you an increase in torque. On the PT6, if you close the inertial separator, right, that'll increase your torque. Rip Johnny's here. Good to see you. Yeah, no, it's grand, Montana, dude. No, it's just I was trying to make sure myself, because any simulation I've had of a PT6, when you open the inertial separator, you lose torque, but it's when you close it again it should increase. Here it doesn't, but it's not a big to-do. And that lighting is gorgeous there, isn't it? They've done a great job here in XPlane with the lighting. Jeez, they really have. Right, still on IAS mode. We're going good. Torque 80%. We can give this the beans. Just keep an eye on our ITT here. So far so good, right? Beautiful lighting. Windows could do with being cleaned, not gonna lie. You know what I mean? Alright, let's have a look. Transponder's doing transponder things. Nice colours there from the glass reflections. That's a nice touch. Very nice. I'm going nuts of Microsoft Flight Sim, but flying is now addicting. Yeah, dude. I mean, it's awesome. It's awesome. Don't get me wrong. Flight Sim, Microsoft Flight Sim, it's my favourite sim. It's always nice to jump back into this, though, because like Laminar are doing some really, really awesome things. They really are. Like, their sim is very good, you know? One of the best planes ever. Yes, Dad Game Time. Yes, indeed. I got an update a couple of months ago, and I've only jumped into it there today. This is our second flight in it, so we flew the first leg in this, then we jumped over to BlackSquare's King Air, which is awesome, and now we're back in this. And we're using the release candidate now on XPlane, which is quite good. So we're about to level off here now at our cruising altitude, flight level 160. Man, jeez, look at the clouds there, look. That's that's gorgeous looking. It's beautiful. Right, we'll level off at 160. Let's go ahead and bring these props down the road. What are we saying, 1500 in the cruise? Watch your torque as you do this. Keep an eye on the ITT as well. Easy now. Easy now. Right, there's about 1500-ish, right? Torque. I didn't touch the torque, but you can see just by dropping the prop. That's where the thing starts limiting. ITT is okay. It's hot, but it's okay. Turbine is okay. Torque is a little bit high. We want to watch that. Let's bring that back just a smidgen. And another smidgen, because that airspeed has gone up like an absolute trooper, look. Let's try and hold this now at 90% torque. That should be enough. Ground speed already, 315, lads. 315. Last night I'm at 5,500 feet altitude. I hit flight level change, dropped down to 2, nose up, all of a sudden I hit the ground. Oh dear. Oh dear. Can you still fill up the tanks by hand? Yes sir, you absolutely can. A lot of people are showcasing XPlane again. Yeah, well I mean, they're doing great things. It's hard to ignore what they're doing, right? And it can be refreshing, you know what I mean? You can have, I've always said this, I mean, you can still have an amazing experience using XPlane. For me, Microsoft Flight Sim out of the box, just better. It's just better, right? But there are a handful of airplanes in XPlane that are just super fun to fly, you know? This being one of them. I'm enjoying this. Murph, you should do a side-by-side comparison video. You could. I mean, look at the visuals in XPlane versus Microsoft Flight Sim. Microsoft has it. They're how they've generated the world on that 1-to-1 scale. It's incredible, right? Incredible. And like, you don't have to look very far in XPlane to start seeing, you know, the edge of the envelope, right? In just the right lighting, in the right aircraft with the right settings. I've pressed the button and I don't know what I did. What the hell happened there, man? Right, okay, so my engines probably exploded, did they? They should have exploded. I have a button to toggle reverse? Jesus, lads. Right, now, XPlane has superior night lighting. Yeah, very good. Pia Troy says if you have the budget for both sims, then you should have both. Yeah, I agree. If you have the budget and the real estate, I highly recommend both sims. Defo. It's just very pretty. Jesus. That kind of snuck out in front of us, lads, didn't it? A bit of an owl jig, sure. pretty. We make it a little bit darker for the crack. Yep, you devil you. Ooh, Jesus, look at that, look. Yes, yes, it looks terribly pretty. Right, bring this down a smidgen. There you go. Load a little bit more. There you go. Wait now, why isn't that doing what I wanted to do? Those down. That down. And how do we... Isn't it that one, isn't it? There you go. There you go. Jesus, look at the lighting on this, lads. Yeah. Next development will focus more on the scenery. Yeah, they need to do something with the scenery because the ground does look Minecraft. Bluebird Simulations have announced they are scrapping the 7.5 and 7.6 and devoting their resources to a study level A320. Right? Need a B-52 on Microsoft Flight Sim. They've made every flavour of Airbus. Well, they haven't made a decent A340 yet. Sure they haven't. And that A220 is looking real nice. Energizer, good to see you, buddy. Never mind the budget. I need 4 terabyte SSD to hold Microsoft Flight Sim, XPlane, and DCS. That's the thing, man. DCS, that's just another barrel of laughs I haven't gone near yet. I say yet, because again, DCS, you can have an amazing experience on that. Or you really, really can. You know? Like, it's gas, you know. Flight sim content creators, unless they're a real world pilot, right? Our job isn't necessarily flying the thing by the book, although, you know, we try, I try. But like, our job is, well, can you see the thing? Can you hear it? Do you know what I mean? Or if you don't know what you're doing flying the plane, you don't say, Sherlock, I'm not a pilot. That does look pretty nice though. Jesus, lads, it looks lovely. Now, station announcer, what are we doing in Dublin? Open up the airport. Dublin. Open up the airport. And runways live, 28 left. Alright. 28 left for landing. Should be fun. Murph, do you own the H160? I do. It's a shame DCS is developed by Eagle Dynamics. Why did you say that, Tazzy? Got a 2 terabyte NVMe SSD specifically for flight sims. Yeah. They haven't made a decent Skoda yet. Sorry, Murray, that's the right. Murph, are you suggesting that Latin VF4's A340 isn't quality? I said nothing of the sort. Imagine if we had a visual sound from Microsoft Flight Sim, the lighting and weather from XPlane, flight model from DCS. Whoa, now, Energizer, pull up that handbrake fairly lively. Pull it up there now, fairly lively. The flight model in DCS, it's very good, and depending on the aircraft, it's excellent. However, there are limitations as to what the flight model is actually doing inside its environment. For instance, the wind, it doesn't do winds aloft properly, right? And even kind of ground winds. And how that impacts on the airplane, it doesn't know what it is properly. Do you know what I mean? And like, in flying, they do turbulence very well. In flying, the wind is everything. It's everything. Do you know? But yes, the depth of systems, I think that, particularly when it comes to the aircraft and how much information they can dial in, it's unbelievable in DCS. I think what lets what lets DCS down is the environment in which the aircraft is in. Does that make sense? And I don't mean the graphics. Because they're getting better, right? You've all these maps. Some of them are incredible. You know, you can get some mad crosswind landings. No, I know, but it's just, I don't know. I mean, XPlane is very good for the wind. Very good at depicting the different winds, right? I mean, we can see it here. Look, what are we at? 16. So like 256 at 35 knots. Like XPlane really, it's really figured out winds aloft. So too is Microsoft Flight Sim, you know? But Murphy, you play a pilot on the internet. Yes. You fly simulator planes on the internet. You're as qualified as a Secretary of Defense. Yeah, I don't know. I like some of the. You have to define, you know, it's always a very interesting conversation because you're going to offend someone, but like you have to define what the simulation is or what the simulator is to you. For example, right? You could argue till the cows come home, Microsoft Flight Simulator is the most realistic flight simulation. End of story. And people will argue for and against, right? Because, well, hang on a second. A simulator is only going to get you so far in terms of what you feel with the airplane and, you know, the load bearing, yes, and the multitasking, yes, that's all there. ATC navigation, engine management, simulating the engines, that's all there across all the sims. XPlane is more powerful. It just depends on the aircraft they put into its environment. Does that make sense? Like the laminar flow, or what's the word they used for the flight model? Blade element theory. Wasn't that the one?
That's a big 10-4
Dougal
good buddy.
McTavish, the chairman, 52 months, Dougal. Jesus. Thank you very, very much indeed. Dougal, you join us here as we're just about to have a full-blown row with everyone. It's going to be brilliant. Thank you very much indeed. Murph, to get the wind on your MFD, click the button to the right of the heading sync 3 times. Click the button to the right of the heading sync. Nav data. Look at that, you genius. Genius! Thank you very much indeed for that. You know, when it comes to the visuals of Microsoft Flight Sim, end of story. The third-party aircraft in Microsoft Flight Sim, and again the scenery, end of story. The best you're going to get. There are aircraft in XPlane that are absolutely incredible. But as good as this airplane is, I mean, there's mistakes, right? There's issues, there's bugs. You're going to get that on every platform. Not one flight sim is ever going to be the very best of everything, you know? DCS has massive advantages, especially when it comes to combat and stresses on the aircraft and how it depicts what the aircraft should be doing. I think what to me, it's the weather system and the wind information, if you like. That's a little bit lacking in DCS, considering everything else, and the scenery stuff there as well. Microsoft Flight Sim kind of ticks a lot of boxes. May not stamp them, but it definitely ticks them. XPlane stamps some of the boxes, you know, some of them. Other things is like, what? You know, I mean, like, again, it's what can be done on Vulcan, but like, you know what I mean? I mean, you know what I mean? Look at the head and Larry and Paddy here, like, I mean, absolutely terrifying. Do you know what I mean? How are the men? Right, I mean, some things I just can't friggin' handle. XPlane heli flight model, some say, helis are very good on XPlane, but it depends on the aircraft. It depends on the developer, you know? Trident do a good old job. X-Rotors do a cracking job. That 139, that's beautiful, you know? Yes, XPlane can do VR, and it does it very well. Very, very well. XPlane does VR very, very well. And also the feedback, the SimVars or the telemetry, whatever you call it, when it comes to XPlane, it's better talking to your peripherals if you have force feedback, if you're using motion rigs. XPlane is way better. The information is just better. Microsoft is catching up, right? But for me, I think XPlane is very strong there as well. Do you know? You've never tried a heli, really need to. Yeah, helis and XPlane are really good. Tons of fun. You know, easy to jump into, very difficult to master. Very, very difficult to master. Now, we might change the time of day here another little bit, lads, as we approach Dublin. Will we, for the crack? How's that looking now out the window? Oh, Jesus, then isn't that only gorgeous? Yeah, it's gorgeous. Right, what are we doing? We're doing something right. We're going to go heading mode. Let me see. We're going to go heading mode. Throw us over here to the right. We're going to duck down. This is where XPlane gets a little bit weird as well. If it finds moisture in the air, it depicts rain, and it shouldn't be. You know what I mean? It's like, no, XPlane, no, not at all. Vertical speed And let's throw the nose down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And we got the landing lights on. As we're out over the Dublin neck of the woods there, right? Lighting doesn't look great from here, but again, you make it a little bit. Jesus, would you look at the lighting now, lads? 'Tis absolutely fantastic. There we Dublin. We're over speed because I'm a muppet. Slow her down. Microsoft have promised to do a fixed period first and then really holding their word. All the beta testers are asked to share data from the PCs. Yeah. Oh no, that's what they're doing. There's no question about that, and they are doing a great job. So like, leave them at it. You know what I mean? They're doing a great job. Right, inertia separator coming back on, even though we're very high. And again, that should give us an increase or decrease, will it? Open the inertia separator. Close the inertia separator. That should give us a decrease in torque, which it's doing. Tazzy, I'm using it. 1,500 feet is standard. Sweet. What hardware would you suggest for helis? Joystick, minimum, right? You'll definitely need a joystick. Quarter pedals, yes, if you have them. Or anti-torque pedals, right? As we get a little bit lower, this is going to start looking absolutely gorgeous. But we continue on. That light's a little bit bright. Bring E down and leave. That's not too bad. There we go. Look at the state of this. Night lighting. Avionics panel. Bring you up. Sober overhead panel. I'll bring you up. Side panel. Gyro. Co-pilot. Instruments. Pilot instruments. Engine instruments. Oh yeah, that's terribly nice now. Trishal, good to see you, buddy. Did you reinstall with beta 7? Yeah, I've always left it in there, unless there was an update. Trishal, did you update your lighting mod? Because whenever XPlane updates, I've always said, no, don't touch me lights. Do you know what I mean? Beautiful. Descending, a bit more power down. We're heading out into the Irish Sea here. This is hilarious. Right turn. I said due south. Local barrow in Dublin is 3021. We'll jump to that in a moment. You did? Right, I need to grab the update for it. Drishal, I need to grab the update for that. Sim update 3 beta performance for me right now is superb. Oh, that's awesome, Energizer. Yeah, so like, if that's like, yeah, dude, that's just exciting. Because as soon as Microsoft are happy with the performance, that's when they're going to start dialing in some more features. You know what I mean? Alright, we're looking good. Ish. Sorta. Now, I don't know, did we go full night time or we kind of go a little bit, you know what I mean? Just so we can actually see what we're doing. Red skies, that's what we, oh yeah, that's what we're after right there, look. Yes! Beautiful. What mods am I using? I have a few, not an awful lot. So, what do I got Gizmo, ground handling, XPU IPC, for Xpilot, of course. Avitab is there, better pushback. Fly with Lua, don't use any scripts. You just, the odd one you might throw in. SPAD is there. Traffic Global from Just Flight, the terrain radar, and yeah. But there's a few. How are we looking out here, look? Beautiful. Really getting into the BlackSquare products recently. Got the Dukes and now looking forward to the Starship. The Starship is so good. I might fly that tomorrow. Starship is so good. That's coming out on Thursday, lads. You're going to absolutely love flying that plane. Nick has done such an incredible job with it. It's beautiful. It really is. I think the new XPlane lighting engine contradicts the lighting mods out there, hence the perpetual night glow. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Get head shake. So didn't they have head shake built in? I can never get this working. See this like handheld camera or G-loaded camera? This never works for me. You know? I mean, I have FX3 or XP realistic. I don't use it that much. X camera I used to use. I'd watch Q8 a lot. Q8 Pilot, who's just an amazing flight sim content creator and person. He's just a lovely guy. And you know, he uses X camera quite a lot, and it's his camera work is just superb. And I haven't seen much videos from him since, but I saw Thomas Rasmussen back, and oh man, like, he makes just some of the best flights and videos there is. End of story. Incredible work. Right, we're coming down to 7,000 feet. We're going to turn right here, heading 270 degrees. Lights are on. We're going to keep the RPM down a little bit. We're holding our own. You know, speed is 200. We're a bit out onto the Irish Sea. We'll do another right turn here shortly. We can see Dublin starting to appear. Look at that lighting over there. Look, jeez, lads. I had to disable it. Yeah, I did the same, Pilot Wannabe. You need to enable a setting in X camera to make XPlane camera shake work. Yeah, what? You're gonna haven't. I'm not using X camera, so is it something that only works with X camera? Maybe. I thought it was native. G-loaded camera. Maybe it was working. I never know. No lighting mod whatsoever, Roy. This is all stock. This is stock XPlane. There's nothing custom here when it comes to the visual graphics at all. Oh, sorry, what lighting? Drishal has a config file that tweaks ground lights, the strength and the orbs around it. That's it. That's for ground lighting, yeah? Right turn coming in. 360 degrees. 202 knots, 5,000 feet. Let's go into old money. What did we say it was? 30 what? 3021. Lure. Lure. So if you're not using X camera, then something else is conflicting with XPlane camera shake. I'm using Toby. Even though it's not freaking working, but yeah, that's blocking it. So why isn't Toby working? Yeah, it's Toby. That's what it is. That's what it is. Right, prop sync off. We want that off. Let me see. Prop power and speed as we ramble down here now to 4,000 feet. Let's go ahead and increase these puppies back up to, let's call it 1,600. Alrighty. This is looking terribly nice. There's also an inbuilt head bounce. It's under the view control. You know, that's what I was looking for. See this G-loaded? You can disable it in the plugin admin. But Toby isn't actually showing up here, look. Oh, it is. Alright, so disable Toby and then turn on this guy. Is that what you're saying? There you go. Good call. Oh yeah, that's looking good. That's way better. It's subtle, but it's nice. Thanks, lads. Appreciate that. Alright. 4,000 feet. We'll probably drop it down to 3 now. Down the hill. And let's go IS mode. Hold the power. Turn off the gear. And we not a button to shut that up. That's interesting. She can beep away for a moment. Little bit of a left turn. And the lighting down just a little bit now for a final approach into Dublin. Oh yeah, this is pretty. This is pretty. Going down to 3,000 feet. I don't know why it's giving me rain, I don't know, but sure, listen, let's just go with it. 28 left is what we want. Alright, level us off here at 3,000 feet. Easy does it. Easy does it. Too slow. I was to do with how much throttle. Right, props up the hill.
Oh, behave.
Auto feather still on. That's what we want. Ah, Drishal, thank you very, very much indeed. Cheers, buddy. Welcome to Flight Crew. Appreciate that, man. Thank you very much indeed. Well, look, how much? Hope you're well, man. Yeah, we're not going too bad, man. We're not going too bad. A bit of dabbling in XPlane. We jumped over to the what's your speed? We jumped over to the BlackSquare aircraft earlier, and I can't speak today, but that's quite okay. Left turn coming in. Is it now? Cover not to flaps while we're here. Yaw dampener disengage. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this. This is the Airfoillabs King Air. We jumped back over to Microsoft Flight Sim for the BlackSquare steam gauge overhaul for its King Air. Really nice as well. You've some great options if you want to fly in the King Airs, like, you know what I mean? Right, we're very far out. I don't think we should be getting precip out here, but sure, listen, let's just go with it. It's having a moment, lads. It's having a moment. Alright, speed is very low, but it's okay. Gorgeous though, isn't it? Isn't it gorgeous? Man alive. See our approach-ish, kind of sort of nearly coming in towards Dublin. Down the left hand a bit, Murph. Straighten her up now, straighten her up. 13 knots against the nose. Speed is looking okay. I hope. Kind of looking okay, isn't it? Sort of. Nearly. Down on the left hand. Got an aircraft carrier. Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's smoking. I think it's vapor. And again, it could be a bug. Like temperatures on the right side are fine. Everything's in the green. Like nothing's popping up, giving out to me. So yeah, it could be a bug. Or it's what you call it? Contrail or vapor. All right, let's pop the landing gear. Beautiful. Man, look at that view, look. Isn't that something else? Right, autopilot. Good luck to you. Shouldn't we have like an autopilot, you know, warning horn? No? Alright, watch your speed. Get yourself on track here for that runway. We can descend on this. Thank you, Goose. I appreciate it, man. Hope you're enjoying it, man. It's something different, isn't it? I mean, as flight simmers, anything flight sim related is going to be fun. I need to try infinite flight at some stage. You know what I mean? Friend to all. Oh wait, why is starboard engine leaving contrails but not the left? Yeah, I don't know. I don't have no idea. Left engine has vapor as well. Not as much. Probably a bug. Yeah. Like there's nothing on my instrument saying there's an issue. So, and it does it all the time. So, ooh, I don't know what it is. You know. All right, prop is full. Prop sync off. Speed is looking good. We have a notch of flaps deployed. And we'll continue our way into 28 left. Let's see what happens. It is bumpy up here. Easy. Now, if I didn't know any better, I'm almost certain we've buttons in this thing from the I'm using the FT Sim stuff, so we should have different sound effects like ATC and all that jazz as well. No, it's not a fuel dump. No.
1,000 feet to minimums.
Like, you know, me fuel is grand, like. I don't say much in chat, but I do enjoy it. Goose, I really appreciate it, man. As long as we're making the content that you enjoy, well then, that's mission complete, dude. Look at the state of, you know, pixelated Dublin out the window. Oh, jeez, isn't it beautiful? Look at that lighting, look.
500 feet to minimums.
Right, will you concentrate now, Murphy? Don't end up in the field. Easy now. We're below the glide here. They won't be too happy about this, I'd say. Easy. Yaw dampener off. Speed is looking good. We'll go final approach. Flaps. Flaps for landing. Trim out the nose. Pappies are coming alive. It's a crosswind. 9 knots. Yeah, we should be alright. Speed is still 120. Continue on. It's gusty. That's why we're getting blown away a bit.
200 feet to minimums.
Yeah, alright, continue on. Easy now, easy now. So for Dublin Airport, this is a custom airport.
100 feet to minimums.
This is from Boundless.
Minimums.
It's very good. Minimums continue. Decision height, we're alright, rumble in. Speed is good. Plenty of space. Loads of runway room. We got some nice AI traffic in there as well. This looks pretty. Easy as she... Oh, Jesus. Easy as she goes. Ooh, look at that wind. That's interesting.
100 feet.
Alright. A little bit shy of the runway. Hold the nose. Floaty Mac float face, but that's quite okay. There's our touchdown. Watch the nose. Hit a beta. And she's starting to slow down. That seemed a little bit kind of challenging towards the end. 80 knots, manual braking, get us down to 60. Reverse stowed. Exit air onto Sierra 5, I would say.
40
Easy.
knots.
Easy, easy. Little bit jittery on the ground. Low idle. And we'll exit. Sierra 5 it is. Okay, runway vacated. We'll hang a right onto Sierra. Any lights coming off. Strobes are finished with. And we'll taxi down towards the ramp. Right. Welcome to Dublin. It's a nice plane, this. This is a nice plane. Alright, let's hold station here. Let's get a replay of that, will we? For the sheer laughs, lads. Alright, park brake set. Quick replay on this. View toggle replay mode. Give it a moment to think about itself. And we'll ramble back to see what happens. Wish they had a G1000 version. Kiwi Flyer, yeah. So I know you can get the other ones in there. You can get the Reality Expansion GTNs in there. The 750, big, massive touchscreen. They're pretty nice. So
60 knots.
Let's see what's going to happen here for sports fans. We have a King Air on approach. This requires a little bit of tunage, I think, doesn't it? You know, just to be nice. That's when I messed up the flare. Ground effect. Touchdown. All right, back up the hill we go. New view. And let's pay her in. Total mess up on the flare, man. Touchdown. Gently down on the nose. I mean, that's what you want. Uniform Goose, I only saw your super chat now, buddy. Thank you very, very much indeed. Cheers, man. The man is a legend. Right, back up the road we go. Easy now. Man, look at that lighting. Ooh. That lighting is pretty nice, to say the least, isn't it? Very, very nice. Right, I'll do another couple of there's a few angles here. Oh, you divil lip. Gorgeous. Look at the wing flex, look. To be fair, that is very impressive looking, isn't it? Like, I absolutely floated the landing, don't get me wrong, but, you know, it was still pretty. Let's roll her in from here. Because it definitely wasn't easy holding that, whatever way the wind was doing it. No, I don't think so, Heisenberg. I don't think so, dude. Trishal, I must get your updated lights fixed, though. I mean, they still look awesome as they are. I mean, look at that. Look at the lighting there. Isn't that gorgeous? That's beautiful. It got real kind of cagey there. I was like, uh-oh. And you'll hear when the power comes off. There's your touch. And then into beta. Thanks, Trishal. Appreciate it, man. All right. Let's ramble on back to the ramp here. Bit of power. Off the brakes. That'll do her. Oh, she looks pretty. Flaps back in. Very nice. Alrighty. The fuel burn was actually quite good as well. Impressed with that. So what we'll do, yeah, as I say, later on, lads, we're going to be doing some driving, some trucking in American Truck Sim. And tomorrow we'll do a bit more Microsoft Flight Sim. I want to, Jesus, what's your speed? I want to fly the Starship. I want to fly the Tomahawk. I want to fly that 777. The Arrow's got an update as well. So yeah. We also have our own kind of cross the pond flight coming up soon. I don't know what to fly in that. I'm thinking the 757 here on XPlane. That could be just an interesting flight. Watch your speed, Murph. Manchester's now out for TerraSim 3. Oh, no way, man. Right, we're going to go down to at the back of where the old VIP terminal used to be. Down past all the Ryanair lads. And our landing lights on. We're crossing the runway. 767 just got a nice visual update. How recent was that? Because I flew the 767 last week, and I'm confident enough now I can get into it without, you know, taking an hour of getting everything wrong. And I know that they're working on more for the 757, but yeah, the 76 got a great update, and the sounds, I have the FT sound pack as well. Real nice. Ramble. Another great airplane. 76 is awesome. Yeah, a few weeks ago, yeah, I think I'm up to date on that. Like the Flight Factor 7 or 777, man, that's good. I mean, that is so good. That thing is beautiful. I could do that in a long haul either, you know. It's definitely Flight Factor's best aircraft, that 777. That thing is friggin' nuts. Easy now. Go for the middle one there, Murph. Toe brakes are a little bit sensitive. Need to work on that. As in, I need to work on that. Alrighty. Yeah, triple's great, yeah. TTM wall clock. Oh yeah, man, we're doing a giveaway. I wonder who won it. Ooh, someone won the giveaway. Northland Air, you've won yourself a clock. On yourself. I already paid too much for the Flight Factor 777 and XPlane, and it never worked. They should have made the update to the version free to play. Oh really? I don't know. Well, you should get a discount if you bought it on XPlane 11, shouldn't you? No? Both sims have got great aircraft. They really have, man. They really, like, both sims. They really have. Flight Factor's 777 version 2, I think that's the official name of it, is the best 777. Like, without a shadow of a doubt, it is the best 777. It's incredible, that thing. Do you know? Right, we'll find somewhere down here. Over here will do. Easy now. Easy now. Just have ground marshalling here. I don't know what I did to break that. Interesting. Going fast much? Nah, we're okay. Totally fine. Simulated burning of rubber. It's grand. Right, park and brake. On. Lovely. On up here. All right, power back into idle. Transponder is now off. We're going to go ahead and disconnect our avionics. They're coming off. Right side coming down. Come on. Come on. She's dropping off there. And left side. Come on. There you go. Great sounds. Good man, Murphy. Turn back on your emergency lights, please. Go. And we need to connect the ground power. Must be having you. Put the chocks in. External power. Oopsie daisy. And go ahead and get our door open. And yeah, lads, I think we're looking good. Props, weather, throttles are locked and off. Nav lights can stay on for the moment. This all looks good here. Gens, bring the gens offline. Battery can stay on. Inverters can come offline. That's all grand. Pumps are already off. Go ahead and cancel our warning lights. And there we are, sat on the ground. Right now, Rico lights. Nav. Tail. Are they the nav lights? No. Why do I have white lights? Floods? Why do we have... They're like taxi lights, aren't they? Rico lights off. Beacon is on. Oh, was it the Rico lights? Ah, Rico lights. Sweet. Once I get my PPL, I'll have to do some flying around Ireland. My old uni flatmates were Irish. Some of the images they showed, the terrain was just amazing. Oh, Drishall, absolutely. Let me know when you're coming over. Like, you can rent aircraft out of Weston and you can fly to like Shannon or Shannon's great because it's a huge airport. You go to Sligo as well. Beautiful, beautiful in Sligo. Waterford is always nice to fly into. Yeah, some really, really nice spots. Jeez, that night lighting though, lads, isn't it? But you know, Jesus, it's like they're going to tell you a ghost story or something. Right. I mean, you know, right? Yes. What can you do? What can you do? That's pretty looking. Pilot deviation, good to see you. You died. It's a very pretty airplane, isn't it? The King Air. It's a gorgeous airplane. Jesus, get out of the catering box. It's a superb looking airplane. Always like the look of a King Air. Right, we can do more here. We can remove before flight. Tie downs can go ahead and lock in as well. Bring over the fuel truck if you wish. It looks absolutely deadly. Get some ladders in there, right? And yeah, man, it's pretty. It's very, very pretty. As we sit on the ground at Dublin Airport. Took her recently from Dublin to Manchester, Irish Coast Guard 1-2. Nice! Nice, yeah, it's a great machine. Really great. It's just, it's a great machine. It's a great aircraft and X-plane. And super fun to fly. We have the cabin turned off here with the cabin lights. Emergency exits work. But yeah, it's a super nice airplane. External power. Bring offline. Emergency lights also offline. And we'll come down here now to our what do we want? We have nav lights, beacon light, and then our master battery. And that's it, cold and dark. There she sits. All right. Right, lads, that's going to do it for this afternoon. I will be back this evening in about 5 hours' time. We're going to be doing some trucking, American truck sim, and hope to see you guys there. Hope you had fun today. Bit of flying an X-plane with a twist of Microsoft Flight Sim. Tomorrow we're going to be back in FS 2024. And we've a busy one on the news tomorrow night. Brian from Say Intentions will be joining us. Jonks from Got Friends is also going to be joining us. It's going to be a busy stream, so looking forward to that as well. And yeah, we'll do something during the day tomorrow. There's plenty of airplanes I want to fly, and choppers for that matter as well. So yeah, as always, guys, thank you so much for all your support. You guys are absolute legends. And no one insulted me for scalding me head in the sun. Very good, right? Great result. Right, better go now. Thank you all so very much. Bye now. Enjoy your day, and we'll see you this evening at 1900 Zulu time for some trucking. Till then, you take care.
Jay. Oh, okay.
Oh, balls. Thomas, you big scuttling Egypt. Oh, Jesus, there he is! I don't want to know! Oh, I take it all back. Did you just see me scream? Oh, no! That wasn't nice at all! No! Into beta, reversers, flaps in. Get out of beta. Get out of the beta! Ah! That's weird, the throttle doesn't move.
Hey, good buddy.
Jerry Coogan, many thanks for the follow. Hang on, we need to get out of beta. No, that's backwards, Murph. Uh-oh. Get out of it. Oh, we nearly tipped it over, lads. You see it?